That's just
Who do you have?
Verizon, but I'm grandfathered in on the original limited plan.
I have
Cost me a
unlimited with Sprint.
shit ton of money.
I said brown. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Tangent Podcast, episode 170 for the week of June 11th, 2018. I am your host, Brian Thomas, alongside the Beacon of Light, Anthony Salvatore.
Hello.
The bald one, Derek Nato.
Well, that's my nickname.
Sorry, I didn't have anything for you. And God Mike himself, Steven Sal.
Hello.
And we're the podcast for the site pixelatedpoints.com, where we talk about the games that we've been playing during the week in a little segment we like to call Under Your Thumb. We take a quick break and come right back with the drunken news, but considering that E3 is next week, we are going to give some E3 predictions. So we're going to do some of the news, and then we're going to give all of our predictions. We're going to do three of each of the big three, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, and then we're going to do three third-party just in general. So grab bag, you talk about Bethesda, Ubisoft, whatever. But first, we're going to get into Under Your Thumb, and looking at my sheet,
He's got a sheet.
God Mike back there did not tell us who went last week. I actually
Brian,
can't
it's
remember.
actually Steve O'Brien. Because you were talking about the game.
I didn't actually write my name down, so I actually don't remember.
I'm just
say,
gonna-
I think it was you.
the mobile game. Because
Perfect. I'm gonna pass it along to our guest, Derek.
shit.
I'm gonna let Derek go first. So Derek, enlighten us. What have you been playing? How have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah?
I've been
Haven't
good.
seen you.
Hanging in there. So I'm actually replaying through Pokemon Fire Red right now.
As you should every.
And
So did you get it when it first came out?
yeah,
Okay.
I got it when it first came out. And I
didn't?
go through this Pokemon kick about once a year where I play nonstop Pokemon and like I'll do everything, the card game, the TV show,
With
everything.
That game's underrated.
when the
Card
new
game?
games come out?
Yep.
Super underrated.
There's also a sequel to card game. There's a 2. I don't think it came to America. I think it's Japan only.
Oh, are you talking
TC
about the physical
The
game?
TCG
No,
game?
TCG, the Game Boy.
Oh, he's
I'm
talking about like
the
cards.
physical.
Oh, physical,
card game.
okay.
But the card game is underrated, the one for Game Boy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's good stuff.
So I'm going through Fire Red and doing the Nuzlocke Challenge. For those of you who aren't familiar, the Nuzlocke Challenge is it's a fan created a way to play the game that makes it harder. And basically the three main rules are: if your Pokemon dies, it's dead. You have to release it or put it in the PC not to be used. You have to nickname all your Pokemon to create a stronger bond. And you can only catch one Pokemon per area that you're in. So if you go into like Route 22 and you bump into an Abra and it uses teleport before you could catch it, too bad, so sad. You can't get another Pokemon in that area.
Wait, it's the first one you encounter.
The first one you encounter.
Got ya.
Unless you have that in your party. Like if I happened upon an Abra that I have in my party, then I'm allowed to go to the next one.
Got ya.
So I've been doing that, and we implemented new rules. I found on Reddit it's called Pulsel and Manoon, which are like the Pikachu minis of like the third gen.
Okay.
The plus and minus.
Yeah.
So this thing gives you wishes. So every time you beat your rival or or a gym leader, you roll a dice, a 6-sided dice, and if you land on 1, you're allowed to revive a dead teammate. If you land on 2, if you land on 1, you have to kill someone in your party.
Okay.
Like
Wow.
They're dead.
That's Snake Eyes. I mean, that's the one.
If you roll a 2,
That shit's-
you get to you get to catch 2 Pokemon per your next area. The first 2 you happen upon, or you can trade with like a friend.
Okay.
But the Pokemon that you trade with it can't be higher in level than your third highest Pokemon.
These
Okay,
some
wow.
extreme rules.
Yeah,
It's like
these
a
are
rule
there's
book.
lots of
It's just
rules.
written
Lots of
It is
rules.
written down.
I
It's
have them
all,
written down now.
it's all written down somewhere.
I'm going to sidestep you here. What was your first Pokemon game?
Pokemon Red.
Okay, so... Okay.
I got Red
But-
and Yellow on the same day, and I played Red first.
So you were late, though.
Classic.
Because you're younger than us, to be fair.
I got it probably when I was about, I want to say like 5 or 6.
Yeah, that checks out.
Well,
so I mean, like
so
we
so you
played.
might have got it when we got it,
but
but
y'all
you were
didn't come
younger.
out.
I just didn't really know.
You were younger.
My sister
yeah.
had to teach me how to catch Pokemon. Fun fact.
No, I'm just saying, yeah. So, all right. Just wondering.
So
Yellow's my favorite.
I'm more of a blue guy.
I'm a red guy.
Blue.
It was just the first one.
Well,
I
red's
got.
also my favorite color.
My favorite Pokemon of all time is Pokemon Silver.
It's a lot of people's.
A lot of
It's
people
two
like
games. It's
silver.
2 games in one. But
Yeah.
nostalgia for red takes me above. So if you roll a 3, the lowest level Pokemon in your team has to battle 3 wild Pokemon in a row on the next route. No healing, like potions or Poké Centers allowed. Ethers are allowed though.
Okay.
So
To heal moves.
it just makes it so that you have to train your team thoroughly. If you roll a 4 on your next route, you may catch either the first, second, third, or fourth Pokemon you encounter. So you can keep skipping.
Okay.
5, you must discard 5 items from your satchel. And for us now, we have it as you can only have 10 of one item at a time of each. Sorry, you can only have 10 of each item at a time. So if you can only have like 10 Pokeballs, 10 potions, 10 ethers, anything like that. So losing 5 is a big deal.
It's a big deal, yeah.
And then the last one is 6. If you roll a 6, you re-roll the dice. If you roll a 6, you're allowed to revive a dead teammate. So you have to roll 6 twice.
I don't like that.
Is this so the speedrunners kind of do something like bingo?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it seems kind of like that. We
they
just get
also-
random like challenges.
But they
yeah,
compete
they're
against
just,
each other.
With this,
Yeah.
it's just making the game more difficult. It's breathing life into old.
It sounds very constricting though. The
Oh, it
cool
is.
part about
don't think
like
it's that
some of the what were the first
Dude, I
I don't remember,
tanked
the
that
first 2
game.
things you said where it's like, oh, if a party member dies, that's it.
They're gone.
They're gone. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. And there was this I don't know what the other one is.
Nickname it. You have to nickname
Well, the
it so
nickname,
you build a
nickname,
stronger
yeah.
bond.
But then like the one Pokemon in area.
Yeah, that's the difficult.
That's
Well,
not-
I like that because it makes
It is,
it
though,
forces you to
because-
use Pokemon that you're not used to using. Like
Yeah.
in my top 10 for Pokemon of all time is Venomoth, and it's 100% because of my first Nuzlocke challenge run. I never
Oh, yeah,
used
yeah,
I
I
never
mean-
used Venomoth before, and then I caught a Venonat, trained it, had it come up this entire time, only to it.
I mean,
I have
love
a question.
151
about-
for me. Is
You
honestly.
need to trade Graveler to get Golem, right? So if you get-
That's why if you roll a 2 for your wish, you're allowed to trade with someone.
So you're not allowed to trade.
You're not allowed to trade just
Okay.
because you want to level up.
Okay.
You have to get one. Of
I mean,
the
to be
wishes.
honest,
What about like stones? Like if you caught a Pikachu.
Yep, you're allowed to use the stones.
I didn't even use any other Pokemon.
We make it so that if you get a gift, you're allowed to get gift Pokemon, even if you got someone. So like when you get a Lapras, you're allowed to keep that Lapras even though you're already there.
Gotcha.
But like stuff like when you go to Celadon City, which is why I asked the other day, you're only allowed to catch one. So I had to choose between Scyther, Eevee, and Dratini, and I chose Dratini.
But they give you.
And then it died immediately.
It died
Yeah.
immediately.
You
I
can
was
get
not
the
happy.
free Eevee and you get the Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee.
Yeah, but with the Eevee thing is that we make it so you can only get one force encounter or one encounter Pokemon, either gift or like buying it per area. So when you go into Celadon, you have to choose between Eevee or Dratini.
Yeah.
So I like Eevee. I'm a big Eevee fan, but I love Dratini. So I was like, I need to go with Dratini, and then Noodle Bob passed away.
Does the
Noodle Bob. It's all fucking circular.
I'm
Full
assuming
circle.
that's the casino,
Earth.
though, right?
Yeah, that's the casino. You can get that Scyther. I think Mr. Mime's in there.
What about
Mr. Mime freaks me out.
Porygon or whatever the fuck is
I think
it?
Porygon's in there too.
You know Porygon though.
I've never used Porygon.
If you're down on your luck, you're gonna need any Pokemon you
Sounds
can get.
very like Pokemon mixed with D&D.
Yeah. This one is I love dice games, so like when I saw this, I was like, I'm absolutely doing this. I just actually won a bidding war with someone for Ultra Sun. So I'm gonna be that's the newest Gen 7.
I don't know what you bid like to buy.
I bought it on eBay.
eBay.
I was very
Sorry,
upset.
On the
that's
bay.
what you were getting at.
It's on the bay.
I was very
like,
I was very
don't know
upset
what you
about
mean.
it.
I don't.
You
You're
made a
talking
bad
gibberish
choice.
mostly, so I was like, I don't know, bidding war. What you?
It was so I made my max $25 for like the bid.
Is that
And
game even? What's the price of the normal game? 30
Still
bucks.
35 bucks.
Actually, I think it's on sale right now on Amazon for 30.
Yeah. So I wasn't too happy when I was at like $18 or $19 and I was like, sick, I'm going to get it. It was like 30 minutes left. The
guy
person
sits in.
kept upping my bid until it reached my max and they stopped. So they reached 25 and they're like, oh,
I see. My problem with that is I don't trust
Sellers.
There's knockoff cards.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
I
a
see.
big problem, especially
Maybe not
especially
3DS.
GBA games. You got to
Well,
be
Justin-
very.
Well,
fucking
that happened with me
unless
with
you
Ruby.
can open them.
That happened with me with Ruby. I bought one that was a knockoff, but I just complained to eBay and they refunded
Well, right. That's
me.
what I'm saying. So you got to realize, like, when you get it, like, but some are really good. It's so you
Yeah.
literally have to
Yeah.
open them and make sure you see like
Well, I mean,
the Nintendo copyright.
I think for collectors like yourself, you're gonna want obviously the legit one. But for someone who just wants to replay the game, as long
but
as
I mean,
the
you
game
also don't
plays
want to
through.
get that from China because there's lots of good people
messes
who make
up.
repro cards, especially for like ROM hacks and stuff.
Like,
that
I
are,
just bought-
top quality, top tier. But you know, you can't be doing it on eBay. You got to kind of like go to sites that specialize
Yeah.
in repro cards. Like Super Nintendo's big with this right now. Repro cards. They make these games. You know.
I did buy I bought Green the Japanese release only. 100%. I got it for $5.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is, if I get to play it, I'm okay with it. I don't really care about it being. But if I wanted to collect it, I'm 100% not gonna
Right.
get. I'm not gonna trust the $5 cartridge because it's one. A lot of them too. When you see an eBay, some people actually do say it. They're like 2017 issued, like brand new cards, brand new batteries, everything. Which like for someone like me who I just want to play the game,
Right.
It's fine. But like those people I like because they're
These
like
are honest.
they're honest. But there's other people who are like never
original
been
card,
open,
yeah.
like but they clearly like just
Yeah.
re-saran wrap or shrink wrap the thing.
Get that negative motherfucker.
I know a few good people on eBay for Japanese games for sure. Because I like getting those.
But so I started
So-
with Charizard, obviously. I knew you were gonna ask that.
Yep. That's my move.
Yep. So
No.
Charizard.
So there
I
are
always go
rules.
Charmander.
There are rules where you
won't
could.
die.
Well, I did. Yeah, I started with Charmander, obviously, but then
Yeah.
Charizard.
I mean, I understand. That's
It's tougher in the
that's what I
beginning.
do.
Though. To me, like,
I grind. The thing is, you need to have like a
I like the
TV show
challenge.
to watch because there's so much grinding.
Yeah.
You have to grind and grind and grind. It's so monotonous. So like, I'm on my third watch through of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm just playing. I'm just playing this like mindlessly as I'm watching.
They canceled that, right?
no,
They
No,
brought it
they-
back. NBC
NBC.
NBC got
rebrought
it.
it back.
It was at like limbo with it. But
So how far along are you?
I'm at Celadon City.
Okay.
I
That's
got
4,
my
right?
Dratini. Well, I have 7 badges, but
Okay.
I'm in Celadon City training.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah, no,
That math doesn't
I
add
completely
up.
forgot that I can get Dratini in Celadon City, so I went back for her.
yeah.
I was in a fight with Eradicate training with my Noodle Bob, and he hit me with a pursuit which follows you back to the Pokeball, and it killed me. But going off the starters, I think for my next run, they have it so that you have to. There's a rule, like they're all optional rules, like it's all like homebrews and stuff. But there's one for starters. If your numbers are 1 through for the last digit of your trainer ID, if it's 0 through 3, it's water. 4 through 6 is leaf, and then
is this a
remaining
legit
is fire.
Pokemon dynamic mechanic?
no.
No, it's
No,
just
oh,
it's,
it's just for
it's,
this.
it's just like all rules are optional, but like
No, I thought
like,
it was like.
No,
just-
no,
No.
okay.
I like to
'Cause
make it
Anthony
as,
knows all the
I like to make
fucking
it as tough as
crazy
possible
stat
on
shit.
myself, but not that tough because there's like for the new one, Pokemon Sun and Moon. I don't like the 2 Pokemon they have. The 3 star. I like one of the 3 starters, and I like Rowlet. It's a
I don't like
go.
it.
It's a ghost grass type. That's amazing.
The problem with if you try to do this with Sun and Moon, is the dual types are gonna fuck you over.
Yeah, they have rules for like dual types and stuff, and like how they can call their friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna figure out a way. I'm gonna do another.
I'm getting a
homebrew with
crash
that.
course in what the fuck Pokemon
assuming-
is for when the next 3 Pokemon games
But I
come
know
out.
that I like
now.
what I really like about like Sun and Moon that I've seen is that because I haven't played it yet.
The dialogue is
I heard the dialogue's awful. I heard to get
yeah.
Ultra because Ultra makes it a little bit better. But I heard that like you can catch Pokemon based off what time of day it is.
Yeah.
So like there's like
But
one.
didn't they do that in Silver and Gold?
Correct.
Yeah, but this one this one's like more. It's
You
it's
played it.
more.
You played it. No? Oh.
It's
No,
more
really?
prominent
Hold on.
in
Yeah.
this
Wait
one.
a minute. You didn't play Brian? You didn't play Silver and Gold?
Nope. I played Soul Silver for about.
So
4
you didn't
hours.
get the sequel. You didn't.
No.
Oh, you should play it because they're
Oh, that's odd.
Gen 2
I
Pokemon
thought
are
you-
up there with Gen 1 for how awesome they are.
I don't even consider
Gen
Yellow
2.
Gen
I hate the
1.
fucking babies.
What?
Baby
I love
shit.
them. I love
It
Gen
can't
2.
be the same. You just can't Pikachu.
They
It's like
change. There's a
the
bunch
show.
of different changes.
And I hate Ho-Oh.
Yeah, I don't like Ho either.
Shittiest legendary out of the group.
That's
He's
why
strong.
I like Lugia though. Lugia is awesome.
Lugia's fucking
That's why I only play Soul Silver.
Celebi though sucks ass.
Yeah, but
Mewtwo.
I like how you can get everything that you need.
I'm in a nerd sandwich. These guys are.
I'm sorry.
The hardest choice Pokemon for me for starters was Cyndaquil versus Totodile.
Really?
Yeah, that was way harder than it was for Gen 1 with Bulbasaur
No, I
Bulbasaur
picked Cynical.
Squirtle.
That's the fire one,
Yeah, I
right?
did too.
Yeah, Totodile I always pick because I like.
That's
Right.
water.
Yeah,
He was water, right?
Yeah.
To ground. He was
Who
ground.
was
he
the
went
grass? Who was
groundwater.
the grass?
Megaton or whatever. It's look out the leaf.
Chickapee.
Chikorita.
He's got like the leaf that come off.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah,
Chikorita was cool too, but it's the same as Bulbasaur, where like Bulbasaur, as much as I give Brian crap for it, like
No,
Bulbasaur's still cool.
No, Bulbasaur's
he's still cool.
Venusaur's the shit.
Yeah, he's still cool. And
Venusaur is the
And
shit.
so
Yeah.
is Chikorita. Chikorita, I think it becomes Bayleaf, and then
Yeah, Megaton.
whatever the name is.
It's a dinosaur, basically.
I never played a run through with Chikorita or Bulbasaur for that matter, but I need to once in my life.
When I do playthroughs, Venusaur's going to help you on the beginning. Like, he will not die to the first 3 bosses. Just because it is Brock, Misty, and then Electric does shit against grass.
Surge, yeah.
Yeah. So the benefit of
Back
picking
when the
Bulbasaur
games
in
made
beginning-
sense to me.
The only well, it
I
changed.
understood the
They've
resistance.
been
and
speaking Greek for the past 10 minutes.
The problem is
speaking Greek.
the
And,
problem I have with some of the games is like in the first Gen 1, Charizard was strictly fire. It's
Right.
only like later on did they change him to fire.
well,
and
that's a
flying.
lot of bullshit.
And now
That's,
he
I
has
that's
disagree
when
with
they
it.
changed him. They changed him in yellow. That's why I don't consider
they
yellow.
changed what? Would they make him?
like Gyarados.
They
oh
make him
God,
flying.
fire and fighting.
Flying.
in yellow.
He's only
Really?
fire in the
You, like,
original.
I was gonna say
Did not
Pikachu
know
can
that.
also surf in yellow, which is weird.
Correct.
Also
Surf and
true.
Pikachu
It's
powers.
weird. It's weird.
But
So
they,
actually, I'm with Brian on that.
they all
you.
changed.
actually don't like that.
I'm just a Pokemon purist. Is really what it is.
Oh my god.
I'm with. I
This guy
mean,
over here.
I'm just a
I'm
Pokemon
with you on
snob.
that. I don't like the flying. He's not flying. He's fire.
He is flying though.
You know what? I'm gonna
He
get
does
us
fly.
I'm
Can
gonna
learn-
get
if he
us
can learn fly.
off of this, but he can't learn it in red and blue. He can only learn it in yellow.
But
Which
then every other game
yeah,
afterwards.
but like he
can.
has wings.
No,
Let's
I'm
be
with
honest
Brian on
with
this one. I'm,
originally, canonically, like
In the show, did he not fly?
he can
did.
fly, but he's not a flying type. He's a fire. He's a dragon.
But his sub, they do it as like a sub. So like if your main,
well, then call him fire
Some
flying,
people
but
do call
don't
him
fuck
dragon.
around with just now his type's flying.
no. He's a dual type. He's a dual
I'm
type.
all right. Then I'm kind. All right, now I'm
But
off
with
your
it-
band. I'm half.
but
I'm
with it comes
my flag in the sand is
the line in the
That's the
sand.
same.
Well, flag
in the sand.
That's
My-
good.
is
But
the same,
lines in the
I
sand's
guess.
exactly the same.
my line in the hole is
someone's in a hole.
my line in the hole is that Charmander is a fire Pokemon, and red and blue is true Gen 1. Yellow is just catering to the anime.
But like for other types, like later on, like are
Gyarados
you
changes.
pro? I feel like you're gonna say you protest everything. Like Dratini is a pure dragon, but then pure dragon type, but then becomes dual type.
Gyarados does.
In later games?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is that why you're protesting all other games because they
No,
make
no,
dual
no.
types? 'Cause
I've
dual types
never
is awesome.
played any of the other. I've played
You need to play Silver.
Sapphire. I played Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Oh, we did. Well, we were big. 2003.
Yeah. That was-
so
yeah.
no, Fire and Red
Was 04, I believe.
04.
So
Yeah.
year
Okay.
after.
Anyways, so
I remember playing
played
Sapphire and Ruby.
I
It's
don't
1 year
have a
after.
problem with. I have like the new Pokemon are kind of iffy, whatever. But I just stopped playing after Red and Blue, and then Sapphire and Ruby came out, and I was like, oh, I'll give this a shot, and then I just never jumped back into Pokemon. I don't have any-
No. You played Fire Red.
Yeah, I played Fire, but that was like
it's a
some
remake.
time.
Right. No, I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I've never jumped back into Pokemon,
Oh, as a like.
and there's no
moving
reason
forward.
for me not to. It's just I just prefer Red and Blue.
It's nostalgia.
Yeah. But anyways, moving on. Derek, what else have you
Do we
played?
want to move on?
Yes, we do. Because we're not a Pokemon podcast.
Detroit Become Human.
All right. So somebody played this.
This is what you got to tell me.
Mostly Bristol played this. It's shout out.
Okay,
shout out
Bristol.
Shout out to Bristol. So
yeah.
Bristol is.
We apologize again.
We apologize again because Justin couldn't answer your Animal Crossing question.
Which is unusual for him because he's
An Animal
a
Crossing.
nerd.
Yeah. Anyways.
So I've waited every game that's like story mode where it's like you pick your decisions, like Walking Dead, Until Dawn. I always waited for those games to be released at the price of a movie ticket because they're a movie game. So because I was like, I don't see the sense in like if there's like a linear plot, like
Yeah.
why am I gonna? And I'm not like doing any of the action. Why am I gonna spend $60 in a game to do that? So I was about that until I went to PAX East and played this. And I was waiting in line and I watched 3 different people to get 3 different outcomes every single time. And then I played it and got a completely different outcome than they got. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, I'm buying this day one. So then I bought it. And Bristol and I have been playing, and like it's crazy to see like what like it's not like Walking Dead or Until Dawn where like one decision you make like sort of affects it affects who lives or like
But you can't memorize the pattern.
yeah, you can't memorize the patterns because every action has it has consequences to the point where like one thing you can do, like one mission has 16 different outcomes.
yeah,
And then that
that's
affects
a
that affects the
variable
next
on-
16
Yeah.
to the next 16 to the next 16 and so on and so forth. Like I think I could play this game 100 times and I would get a different outcome all 100 times. And I like it because I'm really intrigued by the plot because I love like kind of like dystopian future like futuristics and I like the
Take it
idea-
easy, Orwell.
I kind of like the idea of like creationism, like making like creating sentient beings that like so the whole plot, basically the story is that like these androids are like with the 3 protocol rules, like that like
It's
they can't harm a
iRobot.
human, like iRobot kind of stuff. They can't do that stuff. But like a couple of them like break protocol and go rogue. And like one like you see it in the trailer, like the dad's abusive
Yeah.
and like it's like do you decide to save the little girl or do you decide to kill the father or do you decide to like run away? that's just like 3 of the many different little things you can do, and then like it tells her story based off of the decision you made. Like,
How many different androids do you play as? in this game?
so far I've played as 3.
Okay.
There's 2 guys and a girl, and one of them is the guy who Brian Deckard is
He's the
actor.
detective in the
Yeah,
game.
in the game he's
Yep.
the one with the coin in the trailer when you or in the demo when he's
Yeah.
playing with it. Yeah, no, the game is extensive, and like the graphics are amazing, which for a game like that means a lot because it's basically a movie.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that every action that you have has like direct consequences. Like you could choose like, oh, like I'm not going to save this fish that's in water, and then it like your odds of like talking the criminal off the edge go down because it's showing that you're heartless. So it's stuff like that.
So there's other
like,
mechanics.
yeah.
Okay.
So it also kind of your decisions then
Good and evil.
affect your character's abilities almost.
Yeah,
so
kind of. It's
not like an RPG, but
it has its elements like that, but like it's not expressly said like that. Where
Yeah.
it's like your things will go down, and like it'll be you have like for every mission that you're on, you have like odds of success, stuff like that, and like it'll go down because like and then like if you'll go up to someone and you'll tell truth, lie, you'll be like tell the truth, lie, like persuade,
successful
like
is
all
it?
this stuff, and it will affect how you're able to do that because like you didn't save a hapless creature. Why how you don't have that ability to lie or to like sympathize with someone as much. But it's really cool to see like they do a really good job of the game at like showing like the character progression of like these people who are like basically like servants and like they have no free thinking mind of themselves to then becoming free thinking beings, and it shows. It's not just like they get out and they're like we're gonna do this and this because we're programmed to be smart. It's like we're not programmed to do this. What do we do?
so I think it's actually. I mean, the game is called Become Human, so they're becoming human esque. But I think it's funny that they're slowly learning what it is. So, like for example, if you don't save this fish out of water, you're just like this heartless thing. But if you then like pick it up and you're like, oh shit, maybe I just put it in water, you're learning to become compassionate. You're learning to do these
You're
things.
able to do things that like you're becoming humans. Then you're gaining like human like attributes and human
Exactly.
and stuff that you're then able to turn into the game where it's like you're going to be compassionate. You know how to be compassionate, so you're going to talk this person off the cliff. You're going to tell them like, hey, like you shouldn't do this because like I promise you nothing's going to happen. Where normally it's like no, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you come out of this.
So, does it limit your dialogue options if you don't have like certain abilities? Let's say, for
Well-
example, like I
But
don't
it's all-
know.
I'm assuming it's all something so you don't level up. So it's all something you could have done.
Yeah,
if you had played
so
differently.
the game is very heavy on like exploring. Like in the if I don't know if you played the demo at PAX, like you really to be able to pass that mission, you have to gather evidence. So it's like you're gonna walk around, you're gonna see a picture and be like, oh, there was 4 people. Where's this other person? You're gonna see something that's like, oh, he was laid off of his job. Like you're gathering information, like all this stuff. Like, oh, this person went rogue because like the father did this or stuff. I forget all that stuff that was in the demo, but like
things like that.
things like that like add up to like you need knowledge of the situation before
In
you
order
go
to-
in, and that increases your probability of success.
So have you played? So you played The Walking Dead. You've played Telltale's like games.
I've played the Telltale games, and that's why I like this a lot more than the Telltale games because like the Telltale games, you could no matter what, you're coming to the same outcome.
Yeah.
Like
There's,
spoiler,
like,
if
very
you,
minimal-
for The Walking Dead, whether you decided to like it affects who lives, who dies. It doesn't affect like no matter what, your character's still like the bad things are still going to happen to them, whether you decide to. It's an old game, so I
Yeah,
don't really care.
you could just say spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for
Like your
our
character's gonna die no matter what.
Yeah.
You have the option to you get bit. You're like, oh, I'm gonna saw my own arm off, or I'm bit. Like screw that. No matter what, your character dies.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing you can do about that. And then it's kind of like Mass Effect in the sense too, where like I get annoyed with Mass Effect because it's like your what you do with your character carries over to the next game, but it's not perfect.
Yeah.
And
So
you're like, okay, like this is just one game where it's like all of your decisions like affect the game, where it's like it like no matter what you do, I don't think you could play this game 100% unless like this is the only game you're playing for like years.
Gotcha. So the reason I brought up Telltale was because I don't know if you've played The Wolf Among Us. At all.
I have not.
So The Wolf Among Us is, excuse me, following Telltale's like tried and true like pick your choices, and this affects, the outcome of the game. But I thought it was interesting that you said it encourages exploration in Detroit Become Human, because Wolf Among Us does the same exact thing where you're playing a detective. And in order to have certain dialogues and know know what's happening, so you can tell if people are bullshitting you or not, is because if you explore and actually find some stuff, then it opens up new dialogue options for you. So I find that
The murder weapon.
Yeah.
For this, it's kind of like that. Where like I'll use the demo as an example. It's like, you know what's happening, so what you're telling them. So like, for example, in the demo, like when I saw someone go up, they went right up and they were like talking to the guy as he has a gun to the little girl's head, and like he's like, you don't want to do this, like all this stuff, and like the guy failed because he didn't gather enough information. But when I did it, I lived because I figured out the android's name. So I went up and I was just like, "Hey, listen, Matthew," and he was like, "How did you know my name?" And I was like, and we talked about that, and then I was able to save the girl
De-escalate
because
the
I was
situation.
able to
Step back
I was
from
able
that,
to
my
move.
friend.
I was inching closer and closer because my trust went up. His trust went up in me, so I was able to move closer and closer to the point where eventually he was like, no matter he was like, I'm jumping, but I was able to get there and save the girl.
Gotcha.
Because he trusted me enough that I could get close enough to him, and until it got to the point where I picked the wrong option, and he was like, "I'm jumping."
Gotcha. So this is one of those games that I'm intrigued by, but I'm definitely going to wait.
If you wait, I mean, it's what
I'm soon.
I don't think it's big enough where like it's like God of War, where like you have to like mute things on Twitter because you don't want the spoilers, because
It's so varied.
it's so varied that you could wait for this game to be $30, $20, $10, and you'll get a different outcome.
Yeah, I'm imagining by Christmas it'll be down to $20. and then-
Black Friday, you'll probably be able to get it for like 15.
Yeah, so that's
Black
what I'm
Friday,
gonna wait
Cyber
for.
Monday. I definitely recommend
Is
it.
that 90%?
It's not
That's what I
90%.
need.
It's close though.
The Steam.
I would say definitely pick it up this Black Friday or Christmas. I got it day one because I met the people at PAX and I talked with them, and I like told them I was gonna get it, and I was like, I can't back out now. I told you.
Not the first
to your
time someone's
face.
lied at PAX.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I felt bad because they took
Gary's
the,
pretty blunt. Let's
they
be
took
honest.
they took the time
Adam
to talk to
Sessler.
me, and then I had conversations online with the guy who plays Connor, Brian Deckard. I had conversations with him online, and I told him I was gonna get it day one. I'm like, well, I feel bad lying to the actor.
You can't lie to the. You
to
got to
the
support.
actor. I got to support him.
Yeah.
Do you though?
I like him. He's nice. I follow him on Instagram now. We're friends.
They're buds.
Not really.
He gave him a follow back.
I'm gonna invite him. I'm gonna invite him to my wedding. It's whatever. Best man.
There you go.
That escalated quickly.
But anything else on Detroit, or do you want to move on to your next game?
Get Detroit if you can wait. But I mean, it's up to you. I mean, honestly, there's no downside to waiting because it's varied so much that you can do it. But other than that, I played MLB, and I know
MLB what?
18, the
Okay.
show, the newest one.
Yep.
Not a lot of people like baseball. It's still one of my favorite sports.
In general, you mean?
In general,
I love baseball.
See?
My favorite sport.
Not a lot of people do. I got yelled at
They're
soccer
dumb.
the other day because
Were you playing? Because you were playing a difference. Yeah.
I was at soccer and I was just like, yeah, I've never played soccer before, and I was like, yeah, and they were like,
soccer sucks.
I go,
I
yeah,
agree
grew
with
up-
that.
I grew up playing
Football?
baseball, and they were like, well, you're wrong. That's the stupidest fucking game in the world.
Yeah, like
And I was
fuck
just
these
like-
soccer people. Just kick them in the face and leave.
I was like, yeah, well, I mean, I like what I like,
Yeah.
so it's whatever. But much like the Nuzlocke Challenge, I got really bored being the Red Sox all the time and just having all the money in the world where you can just win a championship by buying players. So what I ended up doing was I became the San Diego Padres because they're a no budget team. And my three stipulations for my team are they have to be draft busts, nobodies, or washed up players.
So you're basically
I like the washed up players.
Yeah.
you're basically playing the game purely on skill and not on like
Yep.
the talent of the players.
Yep.
Like your skill to
Yeah, my
make
skill to be able to
moves.
do it.
Make moves.
So like I got like Curtis Granderson, who's batting like 220 in real life right now, and he's batting like 350 in my league. I got Felix Hernandez, who has like a 5.89 ERA right now, and now he has like a 250 ERA for me.
That's pretty
Okay.
good.
Like
the challenges.
I have a couple. I traded for a C potential rookie last year. He won Rookie of the Year and was like third in MVP voting. My first season got past. My team sucked. And what I do is I play every single game, but what I do is I manager mode, which is like you choose like swing, Like it's swing at pitch, bunt, hit and run, steal.
Diesel
all
could
this
help us
stuff.
with this right now.
Yeah,
He would know what's going on.
It's all
play a
this
lot of
stuff.
this?
And what I like to do is
what
I
he
do
does.
that until like a big moment comes by. Then I'll jump into the game, play
And you
around
play
a little
it.
bit, then I'll come back out. So it's still hard. Like I'll win some, I'll lose some. And like I played every single game in one season, but it only took me like a week because the games move so fast when you're doing the manager mode that I made it to the playoffs. Played against the Giants, won the wild card playing game. Then I went against the Nationals. I was up 7-1 game one. I blew that in the ninth inning because I left my pitcher in too long. I Grady Littled
So you
it.
didn't
Hey,
play
so-
the playoff games.
If you make them better, so you jump their ERA, you jump their,
I don't
bring
look-
down their ERA, you jump their batting average. Do they then become better players?
So their potential will go based on how they do. Their potential will go up, and their overalls will go up. So if you're batting 350, you'll when you click on their name, you'll see under their attribute stats, you'll see arrows pointing up, and you put people.
So you're kind of like it's like an RPG in a way. You're building you're building them up, so
Building
they are
their stats.
better.
Yeah, and that's what that's what I like about it. And then you put people through training, where
Right.
the training does it too over the year. So like I'll put someone up for their hitting, like their contact versus lefties and righties, and then if I'm batting 350, I get like double points because I'm doing that like in real world.
Okay.
That's a lot. Sounds very fun, actually.
It is.
They actually pick a shitty team.
It
shitty
is
players.
so much fun.
And it's probably extremely satisfying
Yeah.
to like make it to the playoffs with a terrible team.
I did, and then I blew it by being a bad manager, and we ended up
Should have
losing.
played that game.
We ended up. We should have gone. I should have gone in and fixed it, but I was like, no, it's 3 outs. Like, how bad could it be? Second game, I was down 3-0. I was down 6 runs in the 7th inning, and I went in and played that game, and we won that. Third game, it was an extra innings game, and I put in my reliever who was like unstoppable, had like a .5 ERA the entire year. First pitch, home run. Then it was the deciding game 4, and my team just didn't have the heart that game. We got blown out like 12-0.
Managers are important. You never realize how important they really
So then
are.
I'm
a
in,
game
I'm
like
in my
baseball.
season 2 playthrough, and like no matter what I do, like I'll jump in the game, my team sucks. Because like a lot of people either retired because I'm getting aging superstars,
Yeah.
or I'm getting like nobodies, and like you'll see like one guy I picked up had like a B potential, but he was like a 56 overall, and I got him at like the bottom of the thing. And he batted like 270, like he wasn't bad,
Right.
But like he retired, and like the reason he retired, it said ability, and I was like, you're doing pretty good. You were only 23. So it's like certain things you can't really help, and then like I had to get rid of some people because they asked for too much money. So like I tried to keep like the core players who I like thought like I'm like I could build around you because you're
Wait a
26
minute.
years old.
So the players you build up, then ask for more money later on.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
You let him in, you release
That's what
him.
happens in real
I mean,
life.
I mean, it does happen in real life. You're right.
That's why you lock him into
That's
a
why
contract.
Belichick fucking tosses them aside and says,
So,
"I'll build someone else."
That's
up.
pretty much what I did. So I picked up this guy Chase Darno, who in the game is like 29 years old. He had never batted above like 250. I got him to bat. He won the batting title, batting like 330, then retired. And I was like, what the good? I was like, you're only 30 years old. I was like, you're gonna be the next great one.
Go out on top.
He was literally following the same path as Daniel Murphy in real life, but he decided to.
It sounds like a blast, actually. to be
It's
honest.
so much fun. It makes it so much harder because that's the thing. I was actually talking with this with Bristol, name drop again, yesterday, where NHL games are boring because like NHL, once you figure out a way to score, you spam that, and then you'll never lose. Same
Right.
with football games. You'll spam that, you'll never lose. FIFA, same thing. You'll figure out like, oh, if I take a cross from this angle, I'll win. Or if I do like an outlet pass, it's a little more varied, but like it's all the same. Like, and then basketball is whatever. It
I have no
depends.
idea. You
It
have to
depends
ask
upon
Jess
how you
about
play.
that.
Because like if you just shoot threes, you can just set a pick and then put
Yeah.
shoot a three with Steph from the corner, or someone who has high three potential, then you'll just never lose. But baseball, every pitch is a different location, different speed, different pitch, and every hit is a different hit. Like you might hit someone with you might hit the exact same pitch, same location with one person, and it's a home run. The next person, it'll be a pop up to the catcher.
Gotcha.
Like there's so much variation with that.
It's more of a
That's why
range.
baseball's
more
the best
range.
sport.
It's more range where it's like anything can happen in
America's
this game.
pastime. Just ask Greg.
It's opinion.
Because that's why like I'm only like with my best player, which I batted almost every at bat, I was only batting 330. Like you'd think that like if it was the same thing every time, you could do the same thing. He's batting 600, 700, but like that's just not the case. And that's why I like it because it's like realism, where it's like I'm not hitting 75 home runs in a season because
Yeah.
it's just that's not going to
Mark
happen.
McGuire definitely did that
Is there home run derby mode in this?
But like
There's got to be.
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
with steroids.
But
Can
like
you?
I
Is
played
it realistic? Can you-
I played old
I'm gonna
baseball
juice,
games
I'll
where
take the risk.
I played old baseball games where I would get like Albert Pujols back in like 06 and I'd hit 120 home runs with them because that's just the way the game worked.
Yeah.
But now like there's more realism behind it, which is it's good, but to a fault it's bad because like this game is like a baseball simulation to the point where like you do everything. You have to do the Rule 5 draft. You
Yeah.
have to do like arbitration. You have to do it's literally
do you really?
every
Do you really?
yeah every
So it's a
little
simulator.
thing.
I mean, I like that.
I like
I'm
it
into
too,
that.
but I can see why other people.
Oh,
wouldn't.
of course.
If it's forced, it's
it's a Sony game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's San Diego Studios.
Yes. Okay.
That's the only reason that they're allowed to do it.
That's why
to-
it's
to do
good
it.
because it's not shitty EA.
the show.
Facts.
Bingo. Bingo.
But yeah,
Cool. Yeah, that does it for
huge.
me.
Sounds
All
awesome.
right. So feel free to move it on to whomever.
I will go with you, Brian.
All right. Cool. So I continue to play Batman, the Telltale series. I'm on chapter 3 right now. I'll talk about that maybe next week when I finish it. Lots of interesting things going on in this
Batman
game. In the
universe.
Batman.
Who's the bad guy in the Batman one?
In season 2.
Yeah.
So
Who's season? I haven't played any of the seasons.
okay. So season 1.
You mean watched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So season 1 is almost an origin story, but the villain in that is Harvey Dent's in there. Mm-hmm. Catwoman is in there, and then the Penguin is in
Okay.
there. There's also a new character, which I won't spoil for anybody, but there's a new character in that. And then the second one,
Is the new character good?
it's okay. It's okay.
Speaking of origin stories, check out the Joker.
Leto's
those-
Joker.
I don't. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's-
gonna.
that's-
I'm not even gonna see that movie
No.
on like.
Yeah.
Just
same
principles.
with Solo. Go on.
No, Solo was very bad.
I'm surprised you thought it was bad.
I
could
kind of
talk-
want. I want to see it just to see it.
No, we could talk about that.
We can
We'll
talk
talk-
about it later.
It's not very bad. It's still. It's like Star Wars movies to me are like pizza. Like even bad Star Wars movies are still Star
All right,
Wars
relax.
movies. Pizza, like bad pizza, is still pizza.
I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Bad sex is still sex.
Yeah.
Move on.
Moving
Only
on.
applies to
But yeah,
certain
the second season is great. I like what they're doing with one of the side characters. And
The
you're-
one you can't mention.
yeah, well, yeah, I don't
can
want to.
mention it.
I don't want
No,
to
no,
mention
that's
it.
what I'm saying.
But you're always on your toes because every little thing or thing you do or say with this character is like stepping on eggshells. So you're avoiding stepping on eggshells around this person.
Is it
it's-
Clay something?
Are you
Clay-
thinking
He said new. He
Clayface?
said new character. Like
No, this isn't a new character.
Oh,
This, but this
One of my
one,
kids goes in school goes say what? I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's something about like I wish Clayface was in the next.
well, he was
Batman
in,
game.
Well, I don't know what he was saying.
I could get
can't
down
remember.
with the Clay. Well,
And I go,
Clayface.
oh, that's interesting. And then I
Yeah.
asked him, I was like, he knows it better than I. These fucking kids. I'm just like, was Clayface even in the Batman universe? He's like, yeah, sir. It's
Yeah.
blah blah blah. I'm like, all right,
It's at the end of
go for it.
He's in. Yeah,
City.
he's in actually 2 and I think Night. I don't know, but yeah,
I don't know if night,
but
He loves Batman, so it's funny.
I do too. So this one's really good. I'm really enjoying it a lot more than the first one actually.
I was about to ask. Is it better
They're
than the first?
taking a lot of liberties with certain characters and they're making it their own. They're playing real fast and loose with characters, though. I'll tell you that. I said that last week.
Yeah, different interpretations of.
No. They're just you dead.
Oh.
Like fucking crazy. So I was a little taken aback by that. But moving on from Batman, I played this mobile game. Everyone was kind of talking about it for a while. It's called Florence. And this is, I would say, for lack of better terms, a mobile interactive story game. So, Steve, it's a movie game.
Yeah. On mobile.
This sounds very familiar. Is it
It's-
old?
No, I would say under a year.
Did I get it?
I don't know,
I gotta
but
check now.
it's so you play as
So
this
you
girl.
watched a movie on your phone.
No, it's basically Telltale, like very similar to Telltale. So it's like a silent film. No actual words are being spoken, but you can always tell what's happening just by the characters' tones and the music and like what's kind of happening. So you play as this girl who's kind of going through life, and she has a very boring life until she bumps into a significant other.
Did you buy this?
I did.
$2.99.
I did buy this. Don't
Purchase it.
I would say you do not buy it because it's under. The game takes you can beat it in 45 minutes.
I was gonna say, is it worth?
Oh,
how much
no.
was it?
$2.99.
$3.
Is it worth the $3?
For me, yes. For Steve, no. Absolutely.
I
say-
can't even buy it anyways. iOS 10.
I scrutinize mobile games more than I should because I'll go out and buy a $60 game, but when it comes to a $3 game, I think it's just
Right.
because I don't have a lot of space on my phone. So I when I look at that, it has to be worth the space.
I have plenty of space. I scrutinize it in the sense of controls. I get very nervous.
There's no.
No, I'm sure for this
difficult
game, but I meant in
controls, yeah.
the price. I go, okay. And then it's controls and how much I really am. I mean, how I don't have any ADHD or whatever, but with mobile games, in a way, I do. Like my patience with them.
Well, it's
very
because
like
you
they're
expect
disposable.
them.
Because you're supposed to be on the
It's
go
like,
playing
yeah,
these.
I'm on the
Not
go. I don't like. They're not
Sit down.
sit down or any aspect. Even with like with Switch or 3DS or any handheld,
Anything on
I'd
the
be
go.
more like focused. But because it's on my phone, I'm
For whatever
my phone
reason.
that I'm like not really paying attention to, halfway slipping to, and
We're waving to
Twitter.
somebody.
It was Gary.
that I can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean my
Anyways.
point's made.
Anyways, get back to
Back
Florence.
to Florence. It's got a little nice art style.
It has an amazing art style. So it's all hand drawn. The game is made or created by Mountains, which is just a studio. But the art style it's hand drawn. Everything's gorgeous. At least for me.
This guy's got some hairy legs.
And it tells a heart wrenching story of Florence.
Like Italy?
You getting emotional?
In
No.
the machine. Brian cry.
Cry.
It wasn't
Cry
as,
gay.
it wasn't as bad as like Gone Home or What Remains of Edith Finch or anything like that. But this game, it just tells like a really just kind of coming of age tale without saying anything. This very easily could have been like an animated short or an animated movie that got nominated for an Oscar. Like this game is pretty incrible.
So you're telling me to download it?
I think that you would really enjoy it.
Am I getting
I like
like
story-driven games, so probably.
Firewatch?
No,
No. Okay.
nope, no. You're literally.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. But my big thing is anyone that's been in a serious relationship should absolutely play this game
Okay.
Oh, that
because
scares me.
I don't want any part of that.
it's
For good or bad.
I just think I had a very positive experience with the game.
You're also married. So for
I'm
someone
also,
else,
but it doesn't matter though.
Yeah, but a serious relationship that is good.
No,
Those are hard to
good,
find.
bad, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Like anyone that's been in a serious relationship should absolutely play this game.
I wish I can't go.
I guess there's not like puzzle. There's not puzzle things. Nothing that you do affects the outcome of the game. It's more of okay, you take this, you place it here. You can. There's a point where you get into an argument with somebody, and
I have enough of those in real life. I don't need that.
so it's
The simulation.
The screen will tilt one way or another, so you can place these speech bubbles. So it's like a speech bubble that's broken up into 3 sections, right? So you just place them and fit them in the speech bubble, which is pretty easy because there's
Okay.
2 rounded things and then the centerpiece. So you're just firing them off. But when you're having an argument, and anyone that's been in an argument knows that you're not really listening to what the other person's saying.
You're trying to beat the shit out of them.
You're just trying to make your
whoa.
point, get your point
Not
across.
physically, but
But
win
yeah,
the
you're
argument.
trying to win the argument. So like you can see if you're doing it fast enough, you start to win in that argument, and vice versa. But another thing that I thought was very interesting with the speech bubbles was when you first meet somebody, when you first meet your significant other in the game, and you go on your first date, it's harder. The speech bubble is broken up into like 12 different sections, but it's the same size because it's more difficult to figure out what you want to say to somebody on your first date.
I know how that game goes.
So you're doing that, and then it slowly gets easier because you're becoming more comfortable with that person. And I thought that was such a nice little touch in this game.
A subtle kind
Yeah,
of.
it's a subtle thing.
Interesting.
Now,
Yeah.
you said it's like you have to be. It should be for someone who's in like a serious relationship.
No. Anyone who's
ever
ever
been
No, that's what I'm
been
saying. Is
in-
that like you're saying anyone who's ever been in a serious relationship? I'm assuming that means that this person. You said you could beat it in 45 minutes, but I'm assuming like you said, the more you get comfortable, is it's like a fast forward kind of thing, like, or is it like their whole relationship is told in the span of 45 minutes?
I would say, I mean, like it's not like
A life.
real time 45 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Is that like
It's like, okay, date 1, and then you go to date 2.
so
and then-
it skips around. It's
Did
not
you
just, like-
actually do it in 45?
I did it in under an hour. But I like
So
you
it's a
could
Brian
play
Shitter
it,
game.
You could absolutely play it in
Kind
1
of.
hour.
For 30.
But I stopped. I probably played for like 25 minutes and
Yeah.
I stopped. And I played for another like 10 or 15 and then I stopped. They recommend you play it with headphones, as do I, because the music is perfect.
Big music fan. So.
The music sets
Well, you
the
don't
tone
have headphones on your iPhone, right?
as well. I mean, I got Beats, so
Yeah,
good to go.
I have wireless.
Yeah.
Okay, relax.
But it's really good. It's really
Still
really
have the
good.
headphone jack, so pour your
I miss my headphone jack. I hate that I don't have the headphone jack.
A lot
But-
of people.
I would highly recommend it if like any sort of Telltale game or any sort of like storytelling game is up your alley. It is $3, and I will say even from my
It seems like
perspective,
there's add-ons too. It had a plus next to it. I don't know what those
didn't-
were.
DLC.
I didn't see any DLC
What would
or
the
anything
DLC
like that.
be? I wonder.
Like a new date.
I honestly don't think that there would be any DLC, but I could be very.
I mean, it
wrong.
had a plus next. Yeah, it has a plus. So I'm wondering, do they tell you at the bottom?
But yeah, $3
what
does
it is.
feel steep for what this is, but it is a great story. So I could have seen this being
The music's pretty good. I think $3 would be worth it.
It's also it's like the cost of a cup of coffee. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think it really could have been an animated
Only if you
short
go out
that
and
would
buy
have
coffee.
been. That would have been.
It's actually not because I buy McDonald's coffee. So
me too.
Cheap
But,
as shit.
Yeah, it gives you the shit.
Also true.
Very
but
factual.
I think that this exact could have been nominated for an Oscar animated short type of
All
thing.
right, relax.
I really think it's that good.
Yeah.
And,
So it's worth the 3.
But for me, absolutely. For you, it's questionable.
For me, is it worth 3?
I would say yeah,
Why is it questionable for me?
because you don't like these
Story,
type of
yeah.
games.
It's true.
But I feel like this being a game makes the most sense because it could be an animated short, absolutely. But you are a hell of a lot more invested in these characters because you are living these moments with them.
Okay.
You're doing these moments. You're not just seeing them. You're kind of in control of them. If that makes any sense. So I think that
Is it? I'm
This-
sure you haven't looked it up. It's probably iOS only, right?
I do not know.
If I get it on Steam for a sale,
I
I'd
don't
pick
think
it
it's
up.
on Steam.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right?
It's all of the things is. I mean, I guess.
No, you're probably right. All right.
But I would absolutely at least check it out.
I like the art style.
It's great.
Well, it's it's hand drawn.
Good stuff.
Looks like Daria from the 90s.
A little bit,
does
yeah. It does a little bit. It's a lot more colorful
It's
and
yeah, well, it's more colorful, but it's got that
painterly, but it's got that
yeah.
outliney drawing. Yeah.
yeah.
Figures.
No, that's ridiculous.
So I need to move on
You
to
should.
Mario Tennis Aces.
I'm
So-
actually really excited about this because
So the demo was, or they had a live tournament thing going on last weekend. So I think it was June 4th through the.
Yeah, you kind of fucked us on that because you said it was the Friday.
Hey, it was Friday
At 9.
At 9 o'clock at night.
Couldn't make that. We were busy doing other
I'm
things.
sorry, but so I played Mario Tennis Aces, and I'll say right off the bat, it's a ton of fun. The way that they introduce you to the game, it's like, hey, learn how to play. You can. There's so many different things, and I haven't played a Mario Tennis game since the GameCube one, so the Mario Power Tennis. So I don't know if you've played the one for the Wii U
No,
or.
N64 was actually the last one.
Okay, so this one has a ton. Let's just assume that all of you haven't
Played.
played the newer one.
I honestly
that's
didn't
pretty
know there was one
action-
for- I didn't even know there
factual.
was one for Wii U.
Yeah,
dude.
I think
Smash.
people who had Wii U's
Big
didn't
ball.
know they had one for Wii U.
yeah.
And they
So-
didn't put one out on the Wii, right?
No.
They remastered Power Tennis with motion controls.
Yeah, they do that a lot. They did the same thing for They did it for strikers
Yep.
Yep.
and baseball, and I think that was it.
Yeah.
Did I buy that? I think I
But
got it.
anyways,
Anyway.
so in this game, there's tons of different additions, tons of different shots. So you can do a top spin shot, you can do a slice, a flat shot, and then a drop shot. So a drop shot is super helpful if someone's way far back and you hit the drop shot and it bounces kind of in their court, and then it's like a baby bounce. So if they're not playing,
Up, yeah.
yeah, if they're not playing up and they're playing back, you can punish them. So I like the different uses of these shots. What I will say is I don't like is the meter building in this game. So very similar to any sort of fighting game, you're powering up your character, and then you can use like a special move once you power it up, right?
Oh,
So-
they did show
I've
that
seen the
was in
videos
the
of these.
Yeah,
the
it's in
videos.
it's in the videos.
Yeah,
But
I remember that.
what I find more intriguing, rather than saving it and using a power shot, you can do these things. I think they're just called star shots, where if I am playing against Derek and I kind of have Derek on the ropes, excuse me, he'll hit it back to me, and it'll show me on the court where the ball is going to be, and it'll have like a little star outline, right?
Yeah.
So when it does that, if I have Derek on the ropes and he's running back and forth and he's not hitting the ball hard enough, it'll show me where where it's going to land. So, for example, if I'm all the way on the right side of the court and Derek hits it all the way to the left, right, and it shows the star, I can flick the right analog stick and it'll automatically put my character right where the ball needs to be. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if I couldn't make it there. I'll automatically make it there and it'll hit it back.
Did they
But
show
does
this?
that empty your meter?
It doesn't empty it. It just takes it down. Oh, no, it takes it down very little.
Is
I
that
don't like that.
Yep.
they show some video where it's like you can? Is that the blocking of his special?
No. So I'll get to that. In a
Okay.
second. So that star will use a little bit of your meter, but not all of it. Also, if you wanted to, instead of flicking the right analog stick, you can slow down time, which slowly drains your meter as well to
remember
get
that.
there.
So is it like-
it's almost a speed boost for your character.
I was gonna say, is it kind of like Breath of the Wild meter?
Yes.
Like you have that meter, so you're using it's like sprinting when you're using it.
Yes.
The meter goes down.
Yep. Or if like you jump off of something and then aim, it slows
Yeah.
down time. That's more of what it's like. Also, there are special shots. So your ultimate, for example. So if I'm playing against Derek and I have him on the ropes and he's all the way to the right side of the course and he doesn't have that star outline because I'm almost beating him, and I hit it all the way to the left and he's all the way to the right side of the course or court, he can use his special, which will automatically put him where the ball needs to be, and it's a supercharged shot. So it's a great like defensive move. And then you can aim the ball wherever it needs to go and shoot it there, right? So that's the special shot. Most of the time, people don't try to block this. They just give up the point because
You waste.
there's really one way to block it. You have to slow down time. In order to do that, you need to have a meter. So you have to slow down the time, and then you have to get to the ball. But you have to time it perfectly to block it, to bounce it back across the court, because if you don't, you break one of your two rackets. Right? So if I'm playing against Derek and he hits me with a super shot and I break one of my rackets, then I only have one racket for the rest of the match.
Can you break a racket on a non-super shot?
No.
Oh, okay.
So if you got a second super shot and I decided
You'd have to just leave it.
but
What
if the game was on the line, I would obviously
have
try
to.
to do it. But even if it wasn't, and I just like haphazardly went to try and block it and broke my second
You got Mac.
racket, then I automatically lose. Game over.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know if I like that.
It's definitely more strategic.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like the strategy behind it, but at the same time,
there's so many game breaking things.
yeah, I don't like the star power thing, because I think that's like unfair. Because yeah, I'm on the ropes, but like you see it happen in all sports where someone's on the ropes and they are able to rebound. I don't think it's fair that like you have me on the ropes and then like I'm smart where I see you're all the way over on the left side. I'm like, I'm gonna dump this to the right side so I can kind of recover, and then it's like, nope, I'm there, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, that's not fair.
It's not fair whatsoever. So the flicking of the right analog stick and like getting your character automatically to where the ball is supposed to be completely breaks tennis.
Yeah,
So
and the laws of physics.
yeah.
Teleportation's
So
a
it
real
is
thing.
it is fun to play, but so I was like playing the computer and kind of learning how to do everything. But then when I got into like the online tournament and playing people, it's just you're waiting for somebody to fuck up, because unless you don't have any meter, there's no reason for you to ever miss like a ball.
I could see myself having fun with this, playing against like someone like you, like me and you, because we're like friends, and it would
Yeah.
be fun. I could see myself having fun playing the story mode, but I could
yeah.
not see myself having fun playing online.
Let me just stop you there, because playing online,
fun.
there's two modes. There is normal tennis, which is playing this shit, but then there's something called simple tennis.
Classic.
Which is classic. So you
Oh,
can
I
just,
like that.
I need to ask. is there a normal tennis mode?
I literally
period.
just said that.
I know. I'm just making.
Yes.
I'm
So what you can do
it.
in this normal simple tennis, what you can do is you can do the top spin shot.
I want to say too, like the fact that they call one classic tennis
Normal.
would be to
Yeah.
me
Well, I call
real
it-
tennis.
I call it classic.
Why are they calling simple?
Well, they just call it simple tennis.
I understand, but like classic to me would be.
But that
real tennis
this is
before.
really going to be where the competitive scene is because you're not going to have the bullshit saves. You're going to have the strict skills. So you're going to have the top spin shot. You're going to have the slice. You're going to have a flat shot and a drop shot, which are just your normal 4 basic things, which is fine because that's
I
how
will
you
have
play
way more
tennis.
fun playing that.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
just
Absolutely.
classic
So
tennis.
I
Can you
can't.
switch it in like story mode? Because that'd be amazing if you could switch it between classic
I
and simple.
do not know because
if
this
you
was only online.
Well, I was gonna say because if you could do that in story mode, I don't think I would ever use
Yeah.
classic. I think I'd only be simple
Mm-hmm.
because
I'd
that
test-
to
I'd
me is
test
way
all
more
the
fun.
specials
I mean, I would probably have fun doing. It'd be like for me like Smash. Like you'd like dick around, play it with with
Items
items
and
on
stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
But like when it comes time that you're playing with someone, it's like okay, all bets are.
I'm gonna
off.
be honest
brass
though.
tacks, you wanna
This
fuck-
sounds
yeah.
way worse than with items on in Smash. Like nothing.
No, but I'm just saying that, like,
I understand. No, I
nobody
get- no,
likes
no, I'm
items,
just
like,
saying.
nobody would
No,
like
I get
that.
exactly what you're saying. I agree. But just this
It
sounds
breaks-
fucking awful.
It
Yeah, it
breaks
sounds
the
like it breaks the game.
It breaks tennis.
It just
So,
doesn't
like,
make
I
any sense.
I understand.
Doesn't
that
even
it's-
sound fun.
It's annoying. I'm not going to lie to you because I was playing online and it's literally, if you're playing with somebody who's halfway decent,
They're gonna know.
they're going to know, and you're just literally going back and forth until someone doesn't have enough meter.
Right.
And you're not playing tennis, you're playing this
Well,
weird.
That's
it's
a,
a pro-
strategy
it's a prolonged.
tennis game where it's like that's cool in the sense that it's like there's more strategy behind it when you use your meter, but it's also annoying because I could see you having volleys of like
Yeah.
5 minutes long, which is
Yeah.
like
They're
They're just trying to come up with like a clever
prolongs.
thing to make tennis better. You know, make it
well,
something
I mean,
more
it is,
interesting.
it's the Mario Kart of tennis. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand what they're doing. And
yeah, but it doesn't work for this.
it works for Mario Tennis, but it breaks tennis.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
I also
It's
don't think there's a
not-
lot
it
of
is a
people
fan.
buying
I
this
don't
because
know.
they're tennis fans.
Also true.
I think a lot of people are buying this because they're Mario fans.
There is no
like I'm
other
not a
tennis
huge
game.
I'm not a huge tennis fan. I'm getting this because it's
Well, but
Mario.
the benefit
and Mario
of-
sports are always awesome.
You're right, but the benefit of Mario Tennis was you get it for Mario, but
You stay for the great gameplay.
It's the
Yeah.
tennis that like sells you
That
because
sucks
it's a
you in.
good game. Mario pulls you into tennis because
Well, there's
people
no-
aren't tennis fans. Period.
There's no other tennis.
right? It's like
game.
I
you know,
mean,
it's this kind of same thing with Mario Strikers. It's like well in America,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
you know, in the other world, who knows?
FIFA's
the other world.
FIFA.
The other
The other
planets.
places,
Everybody
stir
else.
worlds.
Fuck
But
'em.
you know, it's more. It's just it pulls you in.
Yeah.
They they tweak it. Or golf. Who the fuck's playing a golf game? Boring
Well-
as shit. But you play Mario Golf and you're like, okay.
Well, you gotta remember, spicing it up always like the argument was like they adding a few extra things with the Mario Golf did get you
It's
more
when
interested.
it's
never-
when they go like.
But it
It
Mario
never
Tennis-
breaks the game.
Right.
Correct.
They do a little extra shit. That's like it's not golf, but it's.
It's Mario Golf.
With Mario Tennis, this one sounds like they just. It's too far.
It's like
It
the
breaks-
baseball.
yeah.
The baseball had the special pitches, which were like impossible to hit, but that's one strike.
backyard baseball.
And like you had the same in backyard baseball.
there you
like,
go.
you had certain things, but like this, it just seems that like I don't like the idea that like I could have Brian on the he could have me on the ropes, and then I make the strategic move where it's like I'm gonna dump this on the right side, I'm gonna do a drop shot where he's not gonna get to it,
Right.
But then you're automatically there, and not only that, you're hitting it 300 miles an hour right back in my
Yeah.
face.
I mean, all I can say is like when I first saw the long Mario Tennis video, it's like what 2-3 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
When they showed off all that shit, it seemed so fucking complicated and convoluted as fuck. That was just like, I just want to play Mario Tennis.
So there are I've seen videos of like different levels changing up the court. So if you're
Okay.
in an ice
Clay-
level,
clay or
a
something.
bunch
I
of
like
like
that.
a bunch of little penguins will go across, and it's like okay, if you hit one of those penguins, you have to aim it so it doesn't hit one of the penguins. Or if you're on a pirate ship, there's a mast right in the middle.
Right.
If you hit that, you can if you hit it dead on, it's going to bounce back at you. But if you hit it at an angle, it's going to bounce off
can
like
get it, yeah.
so you're going to the left side, but it hits it on its right side and bounces it off to the right. So your opponent's like, oh, this ball's coming to the left side of the court, but then it hits it. That's a different aspect. That doesn't break the game. That just adds like a little fun challenge.
yeah, absolutely.
It
I'm
doesn't-
100% on
this
the
just
board
seems
with that.
it seems like it's I mean, it's Mario. It's definitely catered to kids, but it just seems that it's like something so that way it will like it's like a participation trophy kind of for like the person who's not as good. So like
Right.
the older brother playing against the younger brother has a chance.
But you say it's catered to kids, but like
The
some of this
complications
shit
of
about it sounds
Yeah.
like, it's
It's not even
not.
worth doing.
There
You
are.
know?
I mean, like,
there's lots of it's deep
I know what you're-
strategy,
yeah,
with
right.
that kind of stuff. But then it becomes this like, okay, who's gonna fuck up first? It's not.
Right.
It's like it's that checkers game where everyone kind of fucking just slides.
Well, it's like the Wii Mario Kart version. It's like
sure.
anybody's gonna get first because who knows what fucking item you're gonna get a blue shell.
you're gonna need a blue shell when you're in fifth place.
Yep, and just going to first. You're gonna I don't know.
So I don't know. I'm gonna buy the game still. I can't wait to
Oh,
play
you like
the
it
single player.
that
Oh,
much?
100%
I
gonna get
like
it day one.
I like Mario Tennis. I love Mario
Yeah.
Tennis. The fact that they're gonna have like an RPG story mode to this, I'm in.
Okay.
That
With
the
that
character
alone,
selection,
that
PD
they could have
Piranha.
no multiplayer, and I would still buy that.
It's a
game.
cheaper game in general.
No, I
No,
prefer it without
well, on
60.
Amazon, I see it on Amazon 47. So,
You can't go
well,
wrong
it's
with
June 22nd.
that. June 22nd. So
Yep.
you got 2 weeks. So I'm gonna move on, and I am going to send it on over to Anthony.
All right. Now, I guess right in the path. Yeah, so this week I went back to Bloodborne simply because a friend at work had asked. He recently bought a PS4. He wanted to play exclusives, and he bought Bloodborne. He asked for help.
Well,
So I was like, yeah, I'll go on. I'll help you out. And he ended up not showing up, but I ended up playing the game anyway, simply because there was a bunch of shit within the game that I just like completely didn't do.
okay.
So just going back to it was kind of interesting, especially playing Dark Souls 3 and kind of comparing it with Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3 type deal, and seeing the different elements. Also to kind of like foreshadow, I guess, what's coming up for, so they say, like E3.
Oh, yeah.
But the game's still absolutely fucking fantastic. Just a different perspective on combat than it is for Dark Souls, which is just that fast-paced combat. The only thing I do remember I did not like was that Bloodborne was more towards like trickery.
Okay.
Rather than like Dark Souls is like the enemies are just extremely difficult and it's frustrating in that aspect. Bloodborne is more of like it'll place like hidden enemies that can like do like that just pop out of nowhere type deal, and then like you'll die.
That's annoying.
Which, like I said, for some people can be annoying. It adds an element. Like some people kind of like it. And I said it's different from Dark Souls. And then kind of going on from there is what I really purchased was the remastered version of Dark Souls.
Now, are you playing this on the PS4?
PS4.
Okay.
Never played the original.
Okay.
So going from there, don't know what the original one kind of looked like, but I did play Demon Souls.
Well, okay.
So
Demon Souls
was-
stunk.
Yeah. Don't remember much about it. Don't remember. I never beat it. I actually never completed Demon Souls.
That game stinks.
But going backwards, even to Dark Souls 1, it's clearly evident that the controls are like
Hot garbage. You can say it.
no, those are
Said
not.
like
You're there. You'll get there. Don't worry.
Uncharted 1.
Uncharted 1 plays like a dreamboat in comparison to any Dark Souls game.
I don't like the camera in Dark Souls.
Okay.
honestly.
I mean,
I've never played it.
I don't know. I didn't play any Dark
I didn't play
Souls, so-
1, but I think Dark Souls 3 might play better than.
I mean, it's just it's an
a
acquired
comparison?
taste. That's
Really?
all I'll say about Dark Souls.
I got you. But there are a few things that I did kind of notice from Dark Souls 1 that differ that are kind of annoying with the controls, and it's usually with the shield. Before, like the enemy difference and the animation of it's in Dark Souls 3, you can like hit them with the shield, and obviously you'd think it pushes them back, which allows you to get in like a shot.
Yeah.
One lets you push the shield, but it doesn't do anything. It's
So
just
what's the
strict.
point of it?
If someone guy shoots a projectile at you, it's like used to either like shoo it away, which I don't get why you do. You just still hold block,
Okay.
which tricked me. Obviously, like in the beginning, fucked me up because as I'm trying, I was like, oh, I'll just bash through with the shield, and then he like stabbed me. And I died.
Just dead.
Yeah, that was it. And then enemy AI, which is like it's more like it is kind of, I would say more random. Like in 3, you memorize the pattern and then go from there.
Okay.
There's enemies in 1 that had like the shield, and I'm literally just in front of him, just sitting there waiting for him to do something. And his like AI is either at the point where like you can't be that close, he'll never attack you because you can't hit him. They have a shield up, and the targeting for it is at the point where like you can't walk around them, you
Okay.
can't parry them. So it's that standoff of like you have to get that certain distance between them where you
Attacks you
force
back up.
Yeah, and then you like kind of force the hit to kind of happen with the animation.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So that just doesn't sound fun.
Like I said, for one, it might be a little. I can see why people got
Or
more
off-putted
frustrated
with one.
with one. 3 fixed a lot of this.
Okay.
Like that's gone. Along with like hallways that are like it puts those enemies in a fucking narrow ass hallway. And the worst mechanic I hate from any Dark Souls game is that when your sword hits something,
It deflects
it
off.
deflects off and it's a free hit for them, like
Well-
automatically.
You got to know your surroundings. Raz Al Ghul taught us that.
But it's one of those things where, like I said, it forces. So the enemy's like, and you can't, like, I'm trying to draw him out, and it's just like he will not fucking move. It's the guy with the shield, and like you have to force him to the animation where he either attacks so that he'll follow you, or he just slowly kind of creeps out, and it takes forever.
Yikes.
So that was a bit of a downside.
I'm not gonna lie. How do you?
I would want, like I said, crush through it. I'd go back, and then, like I said, I want to see how it was.
Okay, but now let me ask you this, right? So you started on 2 or 3?
Demon Souls. I've never played 1 or 2. Like Demon Souls, like I said.
So you played Demon Souls,
Yep.
and you were like, "Fuck this game," and then you played Bloodborne,
I didn't know Dark Souls was the like successor of
2 Demon Souls.
Correct.
Okay.
Played Bloodborne and then Dark Souls 3.
Okay, and then now you're going back to 1. Now, had you just played 1 originally, and you were like, "Nah, this is kind of not so good," because
If 16% said otherwise,
Okay.
it might have been a different story.
But no, so like my real question to you, like, would you have continued to play it if 1 was like your first experience into it?
No, it might have been one of those things where I jumped into, would have got into 2 and see what 2 fixed mechanically.
Okay, but like, do you think that 1 was enough, like, did enough for you to then want to get 2? You know what I mean? Like, would you have kind of like given up on the franchise?
No, I'd give it more time. Like I'm still going because like I'm still able to beat the game. It's not one of those things where like if like the problem I had with Ninja Gaiden. Remember I had the problem with the enemy and I never beat the fucking game because rocket launcher ninjas.
Oh yeah.
But there's that argument like there's this boss I got to where like he was so OP.
That you would just like, I can't do this.
I was just like, I don't want to put the time in. Where it's like, I'm not having that. You just have to go about it in a different perspective. Like, it's a time crunch in a sense with those enemies, but I know it's the aspect of like the game's mechanics allow you to still like figure a way around it. Like, same with bosses for Dark Souls. It was kind of like the argument we had with Justin, where it's like, you can still memorize his attack pattern. It's never the opportunity of like, you have to just randomly get lucky.
Yeah, you kind of have to know when to do something.
Correct. It's like we played Titan Souls. It's like the argument of like to shoot the arrows. Like you got to kind of read the pattern, then do it.
Gotcha.
Dark Souls just has the mechanic where like it's tougher to do that. It's more of like they make it so like they want you to kind of like they want you to die in the game more often.
Fair enough.
Like I said, I'm on the 3rd boss now. A little bit before the 3rd boss. So like I said, I want to beat the game before E3, see if the announcement is,
I don't think
Yeah.
it'll be Bloodborne 2. I think it'll just be like a new game.
The Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then maybe
cool
I'll
name.
play 2.
It has a really cool name.
Yeah.
But that was all I played this week. So
All right.
So all I played was Brian's mobile game of last week, 98 cards.
Which I got from my wife Tia.
Yep. And
did you finally
It's a
understand
mobile
how to
game.
play this? Or?
Yeah, but like,
what's that?
Oh, Steve is about to explain it to you.
Yeah.
So
see if you can get this.
literally nothing like Solitaire. Don't
think-
think it's fucking close.
Solitaire.
So
What went
I'll
wrong
just
with
say,
the
my
last
girlfriend also,
Does
she
not-
played it.
Not Solitaire.
She goes, I don't know what fucking Brian's talking about. Not Solitaire.
I feel like it's Solitaire.
And she goes,
No.
So, no, this is the big thing. Because I played it, and they show you, in the beginning of the game, when you load it up,
Yep.
they explain you how to play the game. And pretty clear.
Well,
And,
He just in the way they draw cards.
I mean,
you
your
couldn't
fucking
get.
description of it sucked ass.
I said
was
it was
upset.
99 cards numbered 1 to 99,
she
and you were
listened-
like, "Where's the Jack of Spades?"
And she listened,
Pete over
and
had
she
no
goes, I mean, no, I fucked up. I'll admit that.
No,
but
you
then
did.
she goes, Brian's description of it.
Not the best.
Not the best.
Not the best. I'll give
Just
you that.
watch the intro.
It killed me that you couldn't get past the.
I couldn't. Well, I mean, that was the alcohol, but it was also I was fixated on the cards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking every time you said cards, I'm thinking a deck of cards.
No,
Couldn't get past
cards.
that. It's really like cards numbered 1 to 100 or whatever the fuck it is.
Literally, I'm sure I said that exact
You probably did.
You did.
sentence.
But
You did.
the solitaire
only-
description
the-
was not.
No, but the only solitaire description I believe you said was
Don't
the,
fucking defend him.
was
Just
the way
shut
you,
your mouth.
you draw
play-
cards.
You draw a card. Yeah, that's kind of all I said about solitaire.
Not that the game was played like
You don't because
solitaire.
well, you don't draw them. They're pulled.
Which
they're-
is the
they
exact same
refill.
thing that you do in
But then you
solitaire.
got 6.
You get
so
8, and then you
8.
use 2, and then you get 2 more.
All right. So
Yeah.
So, anyways, get it
it's-
off of
yeah,
solitaire.
We're off of solitaire now.
Anyway, just it's you're wrong. It's fucked. I don't give a fuck. Anyway,
Was the game good?
it's all right.
It is. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a time suck, though, which was not really what I was expecting from this.
Is
It didn't hook me enough. Like I get the strategy of it, but it didn't have that like. It just didn't have that
Is
thing.
it like that 2048 kind of game where it's like
No.
No,
So think
that's
I mean,
more
just in-
addictive though.
I just mean in the sense that it's like kind of like a puzzle game that's like the sense of accomplishment when you beat it.
I've never beat this, but
I don't get any
So you
sense.
got
I don't
I
like.
got to 3 cards left.
I don't get any of that. It is the aspect that it's not even solitaire. I'm trying to think of a like spider solitaire. It's
But
just
solitaire is terrible.
It's so you're basically the way that you play the game is you have 2 low piles and 2 high piles.
yes.
So what you want to do is you play. So you get 8 cards at the beginning. So you want to place your lowest card on one of the low piles, right? So let's say, for example, you get a 2. So you place that 2 on the low pile, and then
You want to on the low pile. You want to build
slowly
up to
build up to 99.
Oh, okay.
and then
then-
on the high pile you want to slowly build down to 0
Yeah,
or
0.
1 or whatever it is.
But if you have a 12, right, and then you draw a 2, you can then put the 2 on it and bring yourself back down 10 points so you're not so high. So, like, for example, if you're on 12, you get a 2, you place a 2 down, and then you get a 4, you can then put the 4 down on the 2 because you're now back at 2. But if you were at 12, you couldn't do that.
But then you get random cards that
get random
that
cards.
kind of can fuck you, and you try to have to
Just
kind of,
shuffle.
and then like you said, and then it explains on either the low or the high. If you get a card that is 10 below or above, you can
use
make
it.
the move to help you. And that was like, I haven't really had that opportunity per se, and I don't see how it's really helping me that much.
So it's super helpful in a lot of different types of ways. So if you have a high card, right? If you're going down, right? If you're on the deck that's going down, right?
Right.
And you're on 55, right?
Yep.
But you in your hand you have a 60 and a 70, right? So you're going to hold on to 60 and 70 as long as you humanly can until you, like, for example, if you get that 50 and you go down from 55 to 50, and then you place the 60, and then you place the 70, you jump up 20,
Oh, it's a
20
can
more
then build
points.
back down.
And then you can slowly start building back down. And you're then using those cards, which
Yeah.
are then,
It's
there's strategy
there's
to
very
it.
no. I got that when I played. I just felt like it's not really up my alley. It didn't.
It takes a long time to play one of the games, which is not again.
I
it's
didn't
just
finish.
Like a mobile
I'm still
thing.
going through
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
You know?
Like, you can-
and
what I like
that's
is-
probably a good thing in a way. I like that about a mobile game where it's like, oh,
You can
I do a
leave.
bunch of shit. I leave.
Come back, it saves it.
Boom, boom, boom. They're long, you know, and I know it's not like I leave and I don't know what's going on.
You kind of come back.
I
and
come
you
back
just
and I
pick
get
up.
it, like
Yep.
just pick up. That's really cool, but just didn't have that thing that made me be like, I have to, like it'd be the game I'd click.
Yeah, I'm the
You
same
know.
way. I played it for like a couple days, and then right, it's
But-
still there,
something
but
else. It was free, right?
I do think it's an interesting concept. It just needs that like extra thing that sells
pushes
it
you
to me.
forward.
Like
Yeah.
a power
You
shot.
know, yeah, some like well, no, you're not wrong in the sense of. I mean, I think they thought maybe
this
that
Jack.
10 thing was the hook, But
Yep.
they need to come up with another like idea. Like you get us like almost like Uno. You get the reverse. You just get the fucking like
Get a king,
draw
just
4,
draw like an
change
animation.
the color.
Yeah, or like Bill, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, exactly. Just that like OP thing in the game. You know, I don't know. I think the game would be interesting if they somehow could make it multiplayer.
Ooh, like you're playing against somebody.
Right.
And then you could place your card on theirs. to
You could
fuck-
kind of fuck them over.
Oh, yeah. Like Tetris Versus.
No,
Yeah.
no. Every time
Yeah,
that
no,
someone
actually,
does that,
this game is kind of in a way, it's a number.
you know
Tetris
humanity's
versus-
evil. They're always going to do the bad. They're always going to fuck you over.
Well, that's the purpose. Yeah,
So you're gonna be
that's
that-
what Tetris versus is
You're
all
going to be that
about.
asshole that just.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The
But-
game needs a little something,
Yeah.
but it wasn't awful. It's free.
Yeah.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah.
I think there's a
Is it what's
Is
it
there,
called?
98 cards.
I think there is like a DLC or something. No,
I have no idea.
I thought that I saw it. Be interesting to see what that is, but I don't know. Not solitaire though.
Not solitaire.
That's bad analogy.
I got that.
It's almost like war.
Not like
Not like
I didn't.
The numbers are
from that.
important though in war. It's almost closer to war than
no.
solitaire.
The king is important in war.
the ace.
The ace.
The ace. Anyways,
Goes both ways.
moving right along. What else did you play?
That's it.
No? Thought you played Lines End.
He said
Oh.
he wasn't gonna. Last week he did.
Right, but I taught. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
What's the high score?
129.
Well, I have to let you know,
You beat that.
one of the homies, King DJA, reached out to me on Twitter. Was like, "Yo, I almost hit 200.
Holy
Got
shit.
Good for him.
189." And I was like, "Holy
I'm glad,
shit!"
I'm glad it's not you. I'd like that.
Oh no, I'm
Oh, wow.
terrible at the
I know,
games.
it's the
Don't get
king.
me wrong. I'm fucking awful. It's the king.
It's the king.
The king's got it, man.
When we going to that wedding?
I don't know. Also, congrats again.
Congrats on
Yeah.
the sex and then the score,
And
which
the
is
score.
probably more important. But
yeah.
it's good. What do you get? Almost 200?
189.
It's good.
It's fucking high.
89 is a good number.
Yeah.
The lines in.
The lines.
It's a fun game. I like it. That's the game. Like
That's the game you're going back
I
to.
kind of just a couple minutes.
Yep.
I suck.
I'm
Leave.
terrible.
Because you never. It's like I said
Half
last
luck.
week or the week before. I go. Half of the thing is you just get a good level,
Mm-hmm.
and you just kind of whatever, and then half of it you just get used to the controls a little.
Yeah.
You know, you just plow through it. It's quick.
But unless there's anything else from you, Steven.
I think I'm done.
All right, I think we're going to take a quick break and we're done with Under Your Thumb. When we come back, we're going to be talking all about the Drunken News and our E3 predictions. So stick around. Well, that's what I'm trying to emulate here.
No, they're going up. That's how this works.
Playing solitaire.
And we're back, everybody, with the Tangent Podcast and the Drunken News. Steve, hit it.
Because I am good at 3 things:
Shit.
fighting, screwing, and reading the news.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Drunken News intro. It's no big deal. It's kind of awesome, but it's not really that big of a deal.
Now I think about the audio is not going to be the audio version.
It'll.
'cause you
no,
don't have
it won't be.
No,
because it
'cause
won't
I
be.
didn't loop it
could
back in.
I could certainly send it to you and link it in if you
And I
want.
could cut it in.
If you want. But
Sounds like a lot more work on my
Just
part
put an eagle
than I
in
like
there,
doing.
just fucking-
I got things streamlined after 3 years.
hey,
I've got a workflow that works for me.
I can totally understand. But let's get into the Drunken News. First piece of news that we have comes from the Steam community. So who gets to be on the Steam store? So this is a big thing. I want to say it was yesterday that it broke, where Steam kind of took a new policy and they're opening up their floodgates to almost any developer or any game that you want to be on there, as long as it's not trolling people or or illegal. I think
Yep.
Yes.
it was their
Illegal.
wording.
Smart move. Huge fan of this.
Yeah.
So I personally think that you shouldn't, only because there's so much shit
No.
on there.
I'm going to disagree. I think it's the smartest move to make for any company to do this because you don't want to start curating things. You don't want to be the arbiter of
What's right? and
what's
wrong.
right or what's wrong because then you get in a situation where what's the line and legally, oh, you didn't do this, but you did that. It's just
And-
easier to just say, fuck it. you know, if it's not
Everything's-
Let someone
already
else's.
illegal and you're not like trolling's the borderline for me, but it's like I can kind of get it. And it's like, okay, and then just let it in.
And I think the Steam community does a good job like regulating itself with
Right.
games where I don't buy a game if it has bad reviews. So if someone were
That
to
is true.
download your
Steam's
game
probably the
Yeah.
one.
and like I see it's overwhelming negative, I'm not going to buy that game.
If it's offensive,
My-
It cleans itself up.
My rationale for not or for filtering is one of those things where there's so many games on there that if you're an independent developer and let's just say your game is run of the mill, it's not extraordinarily, it's not even great, it's just a good indie game. It's going to get lost in the flood of games that just get pushed through. So that's my rationale behind it, but I've seen, and I
don't
know
think-
that I'm not the majority on this.
but don't they already curate for quality anyway? Kind of.
I don't think so.
I
Yeah,
think-
like
There's some like standard of. I mean, that's kind of what they were getting at with the trolling
2D,
thing.
3D
I
stuff.
think within that shit though, if your game's better than shit, if your game's average to good, you're gonna stick out more because if I made a game, obviously it's not good. People are gonna pass on that. If one person plays your game, they tell a friend, and so on and so forth, and that's how the Steam community
it
survives.
is kind of the ultimate like,
is basing
review.
off that, and then you're gonna get all the people who like PC Game and everything. That you're gonna get all the people who say top 10 most
Hidden gems.
hidden gems of Steam, and then that game that's like average to good is going to be at number 3 out of 10 because it's better than the
But-
shit that was pumped out.
Wouldn't this now that they're opening up the floodgates?
I don't think
there's gonna
anything's
be a hell of a
changed.
lot more games, right?
No,
not a
I
bad
don't think
thing.
anything's changed. This is backlash to the high school shooter game,
Yep.
and that's really it. I don't think anything's really changed. I don't think there's going to be a floodgate of games. I think it's just going to be business as usual. This particular game would get passed, and then people who don't like it
Don't buy it.
don't
buy
buy
it.
it, and it's just what it is. What it is.
Okay.
They don't want to be the one. You know, they
don't
don't
wanna be
want
the
to.
They don't want to put a
Arbiters
moral
is-
compass on
Like,
something.
exactly,
because
they're a
then it can
company,
be
and they're like, you make
tilt
the
back
game. Let the people decide. They'll down. I mean, they'll thumbs it down on flat
Downvote it or
Steam,
whatever.
right? Is that what you
Downvote.
do?
I don't know.
Correct.
They down whatever they do on Steam.
No, it's a review.
It's a review. They'll give us the negatives.
Where's
If it's
Gary?
shit-
Gary, are you in the chat? What do they do on Steam? What do you nerds do
Probably
on
do
Steam?
Trunk to know, but
I mean, Gary sucks at all Steam
yeah.
games.
Also true.
but they'll do that, and then whatever. You know, if it's a shit game, I mean, this is I don't know. This is the thing. Like, there's the argument that games
So I saw.
help.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's the argument that with the whole backlash with like Grand Theft Auto and all this type of shit, that having games like that lessens with someone who potentially would do something like that.
You have to know the
play
intentions.
something like that, brings it down.
So
It's-
gets the anger.
gets
out is what
whatever.
you're-
Yes, exactly.
So
There's
I've seen
some
a few,
stuff about that.
I've seen a few arguments where it's if games equal art, then this is like a museum where museums allow you to submit your pieces and they say, okay, is it good or not? I'm going to put it up on the wall,
Sure.
but they never deter it away from whatever the content is of that piece of art. So the piece of art
Correct.
could be
yeah.
like, for example, just going off of the controversy
Right.
is the school shooting game
Right.
that was removed. Is it back on or is it still removed? Do you know?
It's probably gone.
I think it's gone.
I don't think. Yeah,
But
I didn't hear them
either-
bring it back on.
either way-
I bet you if they resubmitted it now.
I think that's a legal. Anyways, doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is if you submitted a piece of artwork to a museum
Right.
and it was something similar to that, where like a kid shooting another child or something
Sure.
of that ilk, I don't think that the museum would X that out, would not take that in just because of the content,
Sure.
but depending on how well it was done, how well it was executed, if it's considered
Sure.
art.
But
type
then
of thing.
I would say Valve's one museum. So they make the decision of
Exactly.
So they're making their policy of, so we're Valve, we are one online video game seller, digital retailer.
Mm-hmm.
Our policy is now we accept pretty much anything besides this and this.
Mm-hmm.
So, if
Deal with it.
they, so if another, like, say, Humble Bundle or
Mm-hmm.
GOG Games has their policy and theirs more strict, there is more strict.
It's gonna
Theirs
theirs
is stricter.
theirs are going to be stricter.
I don't know. That they just go to Valve.
Fair enough.
You know?
I
So
mean,
it's- that's
my
the
big
kind of
thing was
competition
I
of it.
thought that they were changing rules and opening it up to everyone can make a game on here. I thought that there was pre-existing rules for something, so that was my misunderstanding.
I'm not sure what. I mean, you might be right. I don't actually know what you're talking about.
So for let's just say they had, like you can't have these 10 things in a video game.
Like
right?
a YouTube and they flag it, and it's
So
like
no, I'm saying like you can't have these 10 things in a video game, and now they're saying you can do whatever you want. Get rid of those 10 things. It doesn't matter as long as it's not illegal or trolling. So I thought that they
Maybe
had
that's-
opened up the floodgates to like a
maybe.
bunch of bullshit games that are just going to saturate the market. You don't want oversaturation. I think Steam is already oversaturated
You might be right.
because games just get lost in the shuffle. There's a ton of great indie games I've never even heard of.
Right.
Because there's just so much stuff out there. And if Valve is saying like, sorry, you can't make this Flash game that literally is just you throwing a
Well,
ball
see,
into
I
a
think
hoop.
the 10 things you're kind of talking about are more quality control things.
Yes.
I don't
That's-
think that changed. I think
and
it's the
again, like, that's what
content.
Okay.
Kind of. I think. I mean, that's my impression of it. I assume it's a the 10 things you're talking about are quality control. Like, does it? They have like the little app review, like
Yeah.
Apple
Controls
does.
are good.
So
Does
that's-
it
that was my
actually
big thing.
perform?
It's
Is it-
glitched out.
A Superman for the N64 is not going to fucking get through.
Well, that was my thing.
Yeah.
Is that I didn't want the already oversaturated Steam marketplace to be even more saturated. So that was just my rationale behind it. I don't
Yeah,
have a
you might be
problem
right,
with the
but I don't-
content of
yeah.
games. Like, go ahead and make whatever kind of game you want. I'm going to vote with my wallet, and I'm going to support whatever I want.
Now I think about it, wasn't there a Newgrounds like school shooting type game,
Probably
like Flash
way-
game?
Way
Way
back in
back.
like the
Yeah.
late
Like,
90s, yeah.
A little after Columbine,
Wasn't it-
2000,
oh,
early 2000s.
It actually is called, I think, Columbine.
Yeah,
It's like a Flash game.
that's a little
right?
bit. Yeah,
I do
you
believe I
wouldn't-
grabbed
It's a
it.
little,
That's
it's a
so
a
little
little
Yeah.
bit before you,
before your time.
or after. Yeah,
You're
before.
absolutely correct.
But we definitely, I remember playing it on Newgrounds. It's a Flash game. It might even still be up.
no, it's
I'm
not
sure
on
Newgrounds,
it's
if I-
not on
taken-
Newgrounds.
I'm sure it's taken down. Anyways, it doesn't really
You
matter.
could get the game though.
But
There's a lot of classic Newgrounds games. That was a great era.
The school shooter was a great era.
no, just
no,
the
just the
Newgrounds
one.
itself.
We have one.
They did have a lot of really good Flash games on there.
If that game played a lot like South Park on the N64. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Mushmouth. Yeah.
But
So
moving right along, we're going to talk about a few games that have been slowly leaking up to E3.
Slowly.
Actually, they're coming fast and furious. Game Informer is reporting that the eShop data mine reveals Fortnite listing on the Nintendo Switch. So as rumors have swirled about Epic Games' impossibly popular Fortnite landing on the Switch, partially fueled from what appears to be a photo taken of an E3 banner plotting and a Korean's rating board listing, one more gas canister has been added to the fire, a Nintendo eShop data mine. So it's basically someone just data mined the eShop and they found a listing for Fortnite.
Nintendo's not known for their online security.
No, not even a little bit. I think that this is great.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Fortnite.
Enough to play it
I'm-
on the go.
I would absolutely 110% download it on my my Nintendo Switch and play it. I know that like you are bigger.
I would
Yeah.
100% get it. And not only that, I like it because that gets, if more people have the Switch and are getting that and it does well, then that introduces a whole market of like you could have like potential shooters that aren't Splatoon on the Switch.
Bingo. And like massive multiplayer
Yeah.
games.
So that would be huge because that's one thing that's always been lacking in Nintendo games. Like I'm happy with the Marios, the Zeldas, the Donkey Kongs, all that. But like I want not just third party like support, but I would also like some genre games that you don't normally see
That you wouldn't necessarily
see
from
on
Nintendo.
a Nintendo game
But-
or game system.
I 100% agree with you. And to add on top of that, so I don't know if you saw this, but today Paladins, which is the Overwatch knockoff, was also announced for the Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
I believe it's going to be free to play.
Yeah, that's free to play. Then
Yep.
it's just like you can unlock skin. It's the same as Fortnite in the
but-
sense that you're allowed to buy
Yeah.
skins and stuff.
I think you can. I think that's coming out on June 12th,
Oh well, then I'm getting that too.
which is free to play. But if you buy like a $30 expansion pack or whatever, it comes with a bunch of different stuff, and you have access to it right now.
I can get that right now.
I think I could be wrong,
No,
but
yeah.
that's what I
I'm getting
remember
that
reading.
when I get home. Then
Because I asked Gary, I was like, "Yo, like, is this, like, am
Paladins is a
I
lot
gonna
of
enjoy
fun.
this?" And he was like, "Dude, you like Overwatch? Yeah, you're gonna like this."
if you like Overwatch, it's literally like if you even watch gameplay, it looks the same.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. Anthony, I know that you're not really a huge Overwatch guy.
No, but Fortnite, like I said, if it's free,
Yeah, exactly. You give it a
it's-
shot, right?
It's on the go. Like I said, if I'm playing at work, then
Yeah. Why not?
yeah.
Also, let's see. What else do we got? Oh, shit. Well, Hitman 2 was also revealed today. I believe that's coming. I don't remember the date, but it's sometime in November. So Hitman, I think it's just called Hitman 2, which is the sequel to like...
Hitman 1.
Well, thank you, Derek.
It was like a movie.
But it was the episodic
yeah,
one.
correct.
So the newest reboot of Hitman came out in episodically, and I think this one is doing the same. So I know Gary was a huge fan of this. I think Justin played it a little bit too.
But you said it had problems with people forgot kind of about it whenever like a new episode dropped.
Yeah, Gary did say that where it just kind of flew under the radar of a lot of people. I mean, hopefully they actually, I don't know if they're doing it episodically or not, but I would rather them just, okay, episode 5 is going to come out, November of 2019. Just release the whole game then. Once it's finished, let it go. Like send it out because then it'll sell, I think, more.
At that moment.
At that moment, you get that big flood instead of like the slow payoff of people. And then because for like Gary, let's say if he dropped off after episode 2 and he didn't play 3, 4, and 5, then he didn't download those. So then you're not getting that money.
Correct.
Right?
And then another. I was gonna say another game that was. It's not leaked, but just it was Days Gone.
Oh, yeah.
February 22nd, 2019.
Yep, I
They
saw-
announced that today.
Days Gone was the release date was announced, and then Crackdown 3 is rumored to be delayed because it's supposed to be a 2018 game. That's supposed to be delayed until February of 2019.
That's exactly what Microsoft needs right now.
Yeah, which is just awful. I feel bad at
Delays.
this point.
I honestly do, but at the same time, it's kind of poetic justice because of how back in the day Microsoft had Master Chief and they had all the people. They had all the people while Sony was struggling trying to find their identity, and now
Yeah.
it's
It's-
completely changed.
Happens every generation. They flip flop.
I just like at this point, it's not even like it's not funny.
not-
They're burying them.
Yeah.
My Xbox
Fuck
is
Microsoft.
my Xbox. If you could see it, like I had to dust
Pounds
it
of dust.
physically, dust it off.
She even bought it.
I wish
mean,
it was the first one I
Hope
bought.
they fucking get buried and they leave the console market.
I just couldn't believe, like, I literally went
Windows
I
10.
went to go grab it the other day and there was a layer of dust on it that I
Yeah.
had to dust off.
fuck Bill Gates.
That is my Netflix thing. Like I could watch Netflix on my PS4, but I just watch it on Xbox.
Just because then you're using your Xbox. It's
A
an
little-
excuse.
a
It's an
little
excuse.
bit.
And
Make
using
It's not
like
dead.
100 more watts of power.
Also true.
Sure,
Hey, you pay the electric bill, buddy.
I do.
You gotta notice the difference.
That's
But
money out of your pocket.
The last piece of news that we have for today is coming from Game Rant. Diablo 3 has been out for 6 years, but that hasn't stopped Blizzard from keeping things fresh with DLC packs, updates, and events. However, a bevy of recent job listings suggests that the developer may be shifting its focus to the future. And as the listings confirm, Blizzard is hiring for several positions to work on a brand new installment of the Diablo franchise. There's not really a whole lot going on here. Dungeon artists to focus on level design, modeling, textures, and other aspects of world building, yada, yada, yada. So it sounds like a new Diablo. New
Now-
Diablo's coming.
Anthony, you've played Diablo, right?
Played a lot. I thought
I've-
That's an
Understatement.
understatement.
I've
the
never
century.
played. I've never played Diablo.
You're not missing much.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
based off my game like choices, is it for me? Based off the games I like to
I don't know,
play,
you're pretty random on the.
but like I
it a
never like What's a game like Diablo?
Not much. Another. I mean,
There's like dungeon crawlers, but that's not really Diablo.
like it has like Pillars of Eternity. Eternity was relatively supposed to be a clone of it. Arcana, I think, was a PC game that was close. It featured the guy.
What about Gauntlet? Have you ever played Gauntlet?
I've heard of it. Never played it.
I know Gauntlet is
I just want
picture
an idea.
perfect.
No, I know, but no, it's a
I
good.
think
No,
it's
that's
something
that's like
like-
a
I'm just
good
trying to think of an
More-
idea of like gameplay. Like what kind of gameplay?
So
is it?
it's literally you
point
click,
and click.
point,
hack
click,
and slash RPG
kill.
dungeon crawler.
So it's top down, or not top down, but 3/4 angle.
League of Legends.
if
MMO.
I was
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like World of Warcraft, League of Legends?
It's more of like
something
League
that?
of Legends and Dota.
I'm gonna say
but not.
you would potentially get into it.
I think
If you're
I don't think
playing,
you'd hate it.
If you're playing with a bunch of people,
wouldn't get
might
like-
I think I would like it if I was playing with people I knew and people I,
I
could
think
play
you'd
with.
enjoy
I don't
it,
think I could get into
But I
it
don't
by
think you
myself.
get like super.
hyped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone tells me to play League of Legends, and they said that I would love League of
I
Legends.
don't
So
know
if
about
I
League of
like League of
Legends.
Legends, then
It's an investment.
Well, you're off the podcast if we have to hear about that.
well, I've never. Don't worry,
But I
I've
mean,
never played.
League of Legends took from took
Yeah.
Diablo, so it's kind of a.
But I think you'd enjoy it.
Sounds
I don't
fair.
know. I think that
I
you
like
would.
it.
I think that you would enjoy it for maybe 10 hours and be done with it, and which is not what you do with Diablo.
I was gonna say, but
No.
if I play a game 10 hours, it's worth it to me because it's like $10 an hour.
I mean, it's not a full. Well, it is a full price game.
No,
now,
I meant like.
but it used to be
if I
30
get-
bucks.
As long as I get $10 an hour out of a game, I'm okay. If I get 6 hours out of a game at $10 an hour,
Grab
for
Diablo
gameplay-
2.
It's like
Because
But if
don't
I-
grab 3.
Three
Right?
does.
Like that's why I like games that are story mode because I'll
Play
get
one.
more than like
You can
the
walk
1
everywhere
hour.
around the world.
As long as I get 6 hours of
love one.
gameplay out of a game, I think of it as $10 an hour, and it's, if I pay $10 to be entertained.
Fair enough.
Like your
I
logic.
think you'll put more than 10 hours into it.
I don't know what he would.
I mean, it's
He
not
just
this.
said he thinks he would.
I
Well,
disagree.
what would deter from the like? There's nothing mechanically wrong with it.
No,
It's
there's
just
nothing
an- it's
wrong
just,
with
I
it.
guess,
I
an
just think that
interest.
he would lose interest in it because it's not necessarily story focused. It's more of just a grind to get better gear.
I think I agree that I would like it if I had people to play with. Like if I was
Mm-hmm.
in conversation with someone the entire time playing like, hey, let's do this, hey, let's do that. Or if I made friends on the game. But if I'm by myself, grinding by myself, I could see myself not liking it.
If you were to play it story, it still could draw them in there. I mean, the lure is still there for Diablo. I mean, they've written books and stuff. So I mean, like, it's if you're into that like medieval type
I am.
type stuff.
I am.
So you might, that might do it for you then.
By
Yeah.
4, when 4 comes out, I guess.
Yeah,
Don't
Yeah,
get,
maybe.
don't
I mean-
get 3 though.
Yeah.
Don't get through. I've,
If you're gonna play anything,
Yeah.
get 2.
Yeah.
okay.
But that's kind of it for the news, and we're gonna actually go right into our E3 predictions.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do here is we
Sorry, two people here right
There's
now?
only 2 people here right now. So we all decided that
See
we're
you
gonna
later,
do
Derek.
3 predictions of Sony, Microsoft,
Roughly.
and Nintendo, roughly,
I got nothing from Microsoft.
and then third parties. So I don't know who wants to kind of start or go first.
All right. So we got predictions.
Yep. So what do you want to do first? Do you want to start with third party, or what? Do you have all of them, or
I mean,
did you
I
just?
actually have to clarify. What are we doing? Predictions for
I'm just saying predictions / hopes / whatever.
expectations.
You can if
All
you
right.
want.
Of what
Anyway.
we already know, or what?
No,
Metroid
I'm
Prime
just-
4.
Not
Nintendo
hap- not
coming out. We're gonna get a trailer.
I-
There's no denying that.
What is-
Let me
hope-
speak my piece, sir.
Go
we,
ahead.
they did.
What is
I
this?
think it leaked. That
He said Metroid Prime 4.
So we're gonna get the trailer.
Oh,
It's gonna be a
100%.
trailer.
yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Release date.
I'm saying holiday 2019.
I'm saying holiday 2018.
So I'm going to counter that with I think that we do get a
No,
trailer.
we do get a trailer. We get a trailer.
I think you don't get a date. You don't
No, we're
even
not
get
gonna
like
get a
a
date.
you don't even get like
Well,
a 2018
no, I
or
mean,
19. You
I
get
think the-
nothing.
I think you're gonna
So
get
wait a
like
minute, wait a
spring.
minute.
I don't think
Let me
so.
interject. So I think the problem. I'll be serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll get serious after the last 6 months of
Prime
Metroid
4?
Prime 4 hype. We don't think it's retro, right?
It's not.
It's not retro. I don't like that.
It's a
So I'm not even. I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
Why would I? Because if they're calling it Prime 4,
why is it not retro? Well,
So,
to be
but
fair,
no,
though,
you're right.
The
I-
retro studios that are there now is not the same as
also
the retro.
true. Also true.
That did Prime 1 through 3.
I think it would be holiday.
2019.
It's going to be a holiday. They're
It's
not
gotta
going
be.
to not do that.
I would say
I think it-
2019. I would lean more 2019. It's definitely not 2018.
I think it's based
Like,
on
No,
what
it's not
the lull of
2018.
gaming is
And it's
for the
not
Switch.
2020.
I don't think it's 2020 either.
So my only reason
summer.
why I think it could be 2020 is when they showed the teaser where it just had the music and then the 4, it said it was still in pre-production, meaning they didn't start working on the game.
No, you could. Yeah, I mean, that's
If I say if we get a trailer that's a teaser where it's all cinematic, 2020. But if we get gameplay, 2019.
Not a chance you get game.
No, I'm saying like a trailer that has like
No,
like
I know.
gameplay.
I would
know what you're saying.
say,
That's what
and
you
then I would
know.
definitely
Yeah,
double
that's-
down and say if it's somewhat playable on the show floor, it's obviously 2019.
No way.
Probably not.
If it's like he said where it's pre-production, I don't think it'll be playable.
I think you get a teaser,
I feel like they kind of maybe want to show
like art style,
like a
vision.
really no, I meant like
If they're gonna do it, yeah.
playability. They might just like really sandbox it and like
Just throw it out there.
I don't know. It depends what they're doing with it, too.
If you're calling it Prime, it's a first-person shooter game.
I understand that.
Like,
but
and-
I don't. You know,
It can't be anything different, though.
I don't know. That's we know very little about this game.
I
I
call-
understand. I mean, the Prime Reggie made mention. Like, you call something Prime, it's
Prime.
it's like you know
You
even though
wouldn't-
they fucked it up
it's-
with
You
the,
wouldn't call Mario. It wouldn't be Super Mario Maker and not a Mario game,
I understand,
like
yeah.
Maker game.
But
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I actually, and the funny thing is, I don't
like
give
that.
I don't give a fuck about Prime. I'm not gonna play it because
Yeah.
I think
I own them.
fair enough.
I'd never beat them.
Really?
I love Metroid Prime 1, the original. But
what
I never
echoes?
beat it.
Preach.
And I just that whole game is all atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everything about it. It's nostalgic. But I think I watched you beat it.
Yep. We
And that
stayed
was-
up that one night.
Yeah, it was fucking.
That was
Beating
enough for
Ridley.
me. He crushed it, but like I got enough from watching someone else
Yeah.
do it that I
Mm-hmm.
didn't need to do it
So
myself.
you'll just do it again with 4 if need be. You'll just watch someone.
I mean,
like
I'll
a let's
play it.
it's
I would
good enough.
potentially if it's
Yeah, you
Well,
play it,
because he
but
knows
you would
I'm gonna
watch
buy
it.
it.
I did like I mean what I was a big fan of the visor, like going through and like scanning
Scanning
shit.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of like that, but I got to a point where I go,
The world's got to be more in depth.
But those worlds were like that game was unreal. Like that
Yeah.
game at that time
I don't
for
think
what
that
they did,
I don't think that this will have that same.
it's not going
push.
to have that effect at
Well,
all.
but that was also they took it from a 2D world to a 3D
that was the
world.
first 2D,
Nothing's
3D.
ever. That's like going from Super Mario Brothers to
It was
64.
or just Zelda to
N64.
Ocarina.
To N64
Yep.
yeah.
This did it for this, and I think it was just as big of a leap. It was not.
It didn't
It's
sell
not as
as
big
well.
of it's not as big of a franchise.
Yeah.
You know.
I think just with the weight,
In a
enough,
way,
it's
it did
gonna
it
be,
better.
It's gonna be amazing. Just for
I
the-
think it. Sorry, go ahead.
hopeful for
I was
it.
gonna say just because of the weight from 3 to 4, it's definitely gonna sell.
well,
Yeah.
because
It's gonna sell in
other
droves.
apps sucked.
Well,
There's
That's
a
the-
there's a
people-
longing
people that
for
are playing games on Switch are waiting for this game.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
This is half the reason I bought my Switch was for this, and the other half was Odyssey. Everything else is icing on the cake.
Gotta get some Breath of the Wild going.
yeah, of
I was never a Zelda person, so like Breath of the Wild's icing.
Well, but you never a Zelda person, but this is a different Zelda.
Oh, I've played Breath
right.
of the Wild. I've talked about it on the podcast how I played it, and after never playing
My
a Zelda
memory's
outside of Ocarina of Time, it's just for
Need
me.
some
I'm
Link-
not a huge Zelda guy.
Link Between Worlds. What's the paper
Yeah,
one?
like
Link Between Worlds. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Anyways,
it doesn't matter.
So moving on, Derek, what do you have for Nintendo E3 prediction?
So I'm kind of going off the rails
Perfect.
a little bit, just because I figured everyone's going to talk about like Metroid Prime
Mm-hmm.
or the Fortnite. I think Bethesda's going to have a game release. They did it 2 years ago with Skyrim.
Yep.
They did it last year announcing Wolfenstein 2. I think this year it's going to be Fallout 3 remastered for the Switch.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
pretty
think
awesome.
that's a pretty safe prediction.
Well, it's,
I
I'm,
think
I'm
that
saying
it's-
off the rails good. Like I'm
could
going
happen.
away from like
the
the
sure
common-
thing.
the sure things.
Yeah.
fair.
So I think Bethesda's going to do that as a 10-year anniversary and get everyone hyped for 76 and stuff, all that. But I think remastered Fallout 3, and I haven't bought any of the remastered games yet. I'm 100% buying that remastered. Just to be able to take it on the train with me if I have to go to work. Just
I could absolutely see them doing that. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that would help me a little bit with that game. I'd like to go back and kind of give it another
Really?
shot. Well, not really.
Rob,
but
yeah, I didn't think so.
I'm gonna double down on that
Fucking
prediction.
lie.
right? So my first prediction for Nintendo is that Bethesda is going to have a character in Smash Brothers.
Ooh.
So I think that whether it be the Doom guy, BJ
it's-
Blazkowicz, or the Dovahkiin, I think it'll be the
It's the
Dovahkiin from
Fallout guy.
Skyrim.
It's the Fallout guy.
Or the Fallout, or Pip-Boy.
Pip-Boy.
Pip-Boy would be amazing, but that would be...
Pip-Boy, because he's 8-bit.
Fallout Boy.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Like-
that reminds
Boy.
me of Mr.
Yeah.
Game & Watch.
So I think that you'll have
So you got me there.
a Bethesda character in
That'd be fucking
Smash
awesome.
because Bethesda has tripled down on the Nintendo Switch, and they're proving it time and time again. Like, sure, it's taking a little bit while or a little longer to get the games out there, but they're
They're
coming.
selling, yeah.
Plus,
So-
I think Doom, for whatever reason, like, when I think Doom guy, I think Samus. Like, I think, like,
Oh,
same
yeah.
kind of thing. So,
Like,
like, I
same
think it would be
type
the
of
same
character.
type of character. So I think that they wouldn't do that. I think BJ is just, like, too, like, I don't know,
Too aggressive.
too aggressive. And it kind of reminds me, I don't know, it could be like Snake.
That's exactly
When
what I was
Snake
thinking.
was in, what's it
Brawl.
called? Brawl. But I think Pip-Boy is,
So I
is
think
a safe bet.
I think Pip-Boy is actually a better suggestion, but my original thought was the Dovahkiin, the Dragonborn.
That would be a good
from
one too.
Skyrim.
And I could see a Super Smash, like the Fusro die. I can see that being
Yeah,
his like
exactly.
his like Smash Ball thing. Because I can't really see a Pip-Boy's other than
It
like
would
maybe.
be the BFG, like the
I was
big
gonna say that's what
nuke-
I could see
nuke
that
gun.
being that, or it could be the Fallout suit,
Oh yeah, like the,
big
mech
suit,
armor.
like that comes
Oh,
down.
the power armor?
yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
but yeah,
That was just.
I agree with that. I think someone from Bethesda. I thought that there was gonna be a third party involved.
I think it'll be Bethesda. if
but I think
anybody.
it's if anything, it'd be Bethesda.
We got somebody in the chat talking shit.
So someone's wondering, dude
Fuck
in the
'em
middle,
up.
did you go to UMass? He did not.
I did not.
This
no.
is really bothering me. He looks so familiar. Let's get some E3 predictions. Any predictions on if the guy went to UMass? The guy in the middle
I
did not go to UMass.
Didn't go to UMass.
He's got a doppelganger out there, I guess.
There is a.
It's a very handsome doppelganger.
Thank you. There is a lead singer of a cover band that everyone says I look like. So
Called doppelgangers?
no, just Boyce Avenue is the band. Apparently I
funny.
look like-
Maybe he
Bet
went
you
to
know
UMass.
it.
Well, everyone tells me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Everyone-
funny.
Wait,
Everyone
they
tells
went
me.
to UMass?
No, just everybody in general.
Is it Marshfield then? No. He went to
I
Bridgewater
went,
State.
So I went to Bridgewater State University and I went to Quincy High School in Massachusetts.
Which we don't currently live in.
But anyways,
This
moving right
guy's
along
gonna be- this guy's
from
gonna
my
follow.
my
Location,
living
thank
history, Anthony, what do you have for Nintendo?
Yeah, so I guess like Derek, I was kind of going off the rails, but
Perfect. That's what we like here.
maybe a new Zelda.
Bro, you are high.
No,
He's in production. He mentioned it before. It's,
get a little Majora's Max action.
Why would you bring Majora's Mask back?
No. Like the idea. Like
Oh,
the
the
quick
idea.
turn
I
around.
I think it's too quick. I like
Too quick?
While I think that they'll do that, it's too quick. I think you wait for that for 2 years.
I think they might have
I
some
love
DLC.
it.
he might just be like just like production.
Just like,
yeah,
hey, we're
production.
working on
like you're
this.
saying with the
Working on,
Metroid Prime, maybe they have just something that says like
Well, Iwata's
2000
known for the
like-
quick because that's the challenge that
Well, this is-
Miyamoto gave him for Majora's Mask.
Well, this is Aonuma. This isn't Iwata. Iwata's past.
Not Iwata. Sorry. That's what I meant.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Iwata was.
But like I said, they've already. I mean, they
already
already
have the
started
assets.
working on the next one.
I think it's way too soon to
No, it
announce
is.
it though.
It is,
but
but-
I'd be all jazzed up.
Hey,
about
Well, they're
hot
definitely
takes.
working on
Hot
it.
takes.
There's no denying they're working on a Zelda.
No,
What do you mean?
no, I'm not denying.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
It'd just be like I
Sorry, you're
said.
saying they're not working
they
on a
did
Zelda.
that.
They're just gonna sit back.
They're just gonna
Relax
sit
there.
on that.
Yeah.
You like to relax for a bit after releasing.
I think they do a little, but
Yeah,
it's
they-
the relaxing part is chucking ideas out.
Yeah,
you know,
they're
they come in and it's like
brainstorming right now.
brainstorming.
Yeah.
You know, so like for probably 6 months to a year.
they're building what they want to kind of do. Yeah.
Yeah, they got ideas and shit.
But moving back to Steve, what,
All right,
what else
so
you got?
I know you said you bought your Switch for Odyssey and
Metroid Prime.
but this is the real game everybody bought the Switch for. Night Trap. Can't wait for that. It's coming.
You think they're going to show that at E3?
I mean,
Limited run, so-
on limited run is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's part of Nintendo. I know this is the third party aspect, but I'm not. It's Night Trap.
As I
It's
told
what
you,
everybody's waiting for.
They're all pre-orders for them.
you know, I'm gonna fucking Brian's writing it down. Making
No,
sure.
I'm just
he might
crossing out
actually-
my own shit.
Oh, cross out. Night Trap.
Night
Because you had it
Trap.
written down too. I
No,
got
no,
that.
no.
I gotcha.
Gross. Anyways, we're gonna move on from Night Trap.
It's coming though, and there was a vinyl. They was getting some vinyl for it.
Yeah, you
You
missed.
gonna pick
They're
it up?
colored like red and blue.
Yeah, I mean, my
might
car
actually
fucked
play
me,
the
but
game.
I'm definitely gonna figure it out. So
Moving right along, Derek. What else you got for Nintendo?
For Nintendo, sorry.
No, you
I have
just-
it all on my phone, and my phone's being.
see, that's why we write
Millennium.
it down.
I
Old
say
school.
Pikmin 4 announcement.
Oof. You
That
got me
was one
there.
of my alternatives. That was
I
one
think
of my
Pikmin 4
alternatives.
announcement. Though I think
Can't
it'll
wait
be
for that.
I think they're gonna.
Oh, Jesus.
I never
Without the
played Pikmin.
gamepad?
I never played Pikmin before. I saw it. I texted you.
Blow it out
remember,
your
it
ass,
was like,
buddy. Come on.
It was like a couple
Played
months.
at the Cube Club, 2001.
Wow.
I bought it.
Horse over here.
I talked to Brian
Fucking
like
asshole.
probably 2-3 months ago, and
So wait a minute. You never played any of them?
I had never played any of them. And then I got one on
Solid choice.
what's it called? I got
GameCube.
one for GameCube.
Yeah, that's what it was
In
on.
Mess with the
well, they
fuck
had it
up.
for Wii too. They remastered.
Well, they
it for
remade.
Wii.
Yeah, they did. Yes.
What's it called?
Wasn't really. It was just
I
released.
bought it at a flea market and I played it and I was hooked to the point where I went out and bought 2 immediately and played 2. I haven't played 3, but I think
Well,
I'll
you need
skip.
the gamepad. Just throws that
Yeah,
whole
I think
fucking-
I didn't have a Wii U either, so
I'd like them to remaster whatever the third
Pikmin
in
3.
conjunction with 4 coming out.
So that way-
give it a
'cause-
little combo.
yeah, because
3,
nobody
4?
had it. Because nobody had
yeah.
a Wii U.
I think that's
Well, launch, the Wii U kind of launched with it.
Just do the Bayonetta thing.
It was supposed to launch with it.
It's late. It was
It
it
launched
was a
like
summer.
it launched like a year and a half
Late.
later.
Yeah, I remember because I remember watching people play it on Twitch in like summer.
Oh, hello, Derek.
That's
But
a little weird.
You know,
tying my
it'd be
shoe.
sweet though if they did the Bayonetta thing. So you got 1, 2, and 3, and then you got the.
Do a little bit now. There we go.
Sure. I'm gonna go against the grain here, and I'm gonna say Metroid Prime 4 is not shown
Really?
At all.
at all. It is radio silence.
That would be.
I think
that would be
interesting.
like a loss to me. They would automatically.
I'll take that bet if you want to make it.
I mean, what are we gonna bet?
Metroid
One
Prime-
beer.
Metroid
Loser has to
One
buy
beer.
it when it comes
One
out.
beer.
Yeah.
But I think they don't show it. I think they go radio silence. Hey, we're working on this. It's in pre-production. Where they're gonna come back the following year with
all
something.
right, so I'm going to ask you why. Do you think it's because they want to keep things secret, or it's just not far along? And
They don't have anything else to really say about it right
interesting.
now, or anything that they want to.
You don't think they even have like a cinematic trailer?
You could whip up a cinematic
okay.
trailer in 2 weeks if you're Nintendo. But if you don't have a direction of what you want the game to be, you're just showing something
I think
off
they,
to show it
but I
off.
think they
Oh,
might have a
that's true.
teaser. I think they might have a teaser where you're not showing anything. Like, look at
Nah,
Fallout
they already did
76.
that.
Fallout,
They already did the teaser.
Yeah.
No,
they
not-
had- they-
not
but
really.
You can have multiple teasers. That other teaser
Well,
was
you-
just the name.
it's-
You
Yeah,
absolutely
correct.
could, yeah. Like with Fallout 76, where you have kind of some,
I think it would
some
be something
sort
like
of
that,
thing.
where you have something, but nobody knew the direction of Fallout 76 until Bethesda came out and until it was. I don't know if they came out or it was leaked that it was like it's an online PvP.
Well, it
survival game.
was leaked, but I'm thinking Metroid Prime 4 is going to be radio silence at E3.
See, I think if anything, it's going to be a teaser where you don't know anything, but you have a second teaser where it actually shows Samus, but you don't know anything
Oh,
else.
second.
You just
no.
see it.
We're getting one.
No, I
teaser.
think he's talking about a second teaser as
No,
in,
as in away from just the name, because the other
the
teaser was
first
just
The
the
first
name.
one was
Yeah.
just when they
Oh,
announced
oh,
it.
So-
You're gonna get a second
Okay.
teaser where you see
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Something
Samus,
happening,
but
and then
nothing. You don't
boom.
see any story or anything. There's no story. It's just a cinematic. Maybe it's Samus getting into her suit, and then it says Metroid Prime.
I'm
can
thinking
see
you see
graphically.
a lot of things happening, and then boom,
Or
a,
like-
a Metroid falls, and then something else
Yeah,
happening.
that's what I think
and
it
then
would be.
Boom, something else falls, and
minute-
then
it's a minute
then
and a
she
half.
hops in, and
Yeah.
then it shows her.
Or it's her out of her suit, running to her suit, dodging like Metroids, and then you see her get in, and then the helmet comes on, and then it's Metroid.
I could
Prime
absolutely see them do something like that where they're not showing Metroid, they're
Yeah,
just
they're
showing
just-
somebody
they're showing like a teaser.
and then that person gets into the suit and is like boom, no, no, no,
I think that's what.
and then
if
you see
anything,
all the Metroids.
I would bet money you're not seeing gameplay. I would bet money you're not seeing a trailer that shows like a direction. I would say you're getting a teaser.
I'm gonna say radio silence. Prove me wrong, Nintendo, but I say radio silence.
I feel like that's one thing you do want them to prove you wrong on.
Oh yeah,
Unless it's
You
shit,
always-
then
you
No, I
give me
want them-
radio silence.
yeah.
You always do.
But we're gonna move along. Ant, what else you got?
Animal Crossing for the Switch.
I was gonna say that before, and I decided against it.
I
More
could
than
see them.
anything.
I could see that's
really
the big
want
thing
that.
this year.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
That's
I think
the
you're
big
kinda right.
The
announcement. this year.
disappointment of the mobile, like, come on, just fucking.
Just
I mean,
announce it.
you're already on handheld anyway. You might as well just put it on the Switch.
I think that, like you said, I think
think
that
that's
is
what's coming.
the big like get hype
the most
moment.
demanded. One of the most demanded.
Because sorry, but yeah, there's a bunch of games that I'm sure they're going to show off, but I think that is going to be and one more thing, and then it's like
So it's like Toy Story, like, and here's Buzz Lightyear coming out of the closet.
He was doing the Steve Jobs thing.
yeah, or
Oh,
or
yeah.
it's
Buzz
like you do
Lightyear
that,
came
or
first.
it's the big bang at the
I
beginning.
think
Buzz
it's
Lightyear
the-
came first. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Buzz Lightyear was the OG.
No. Steve Jobs is the one more thing.
Back in the 70s,
Anywho's moving
he's
along.
fucking dead.
But first of all, Toy Story was fucking 95. Steve Jobs. I mean, anyway.
He's been alive
Okay.
longer. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Animal Crossing. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Actually, that would be a game
I feel like that's a safe
I'd
bet
pick
for
it
me.
up for
Nothing's
the
leaked.
Switch. If it's be interesting to see what it is. So my turn. But I was going to ask actually, what do we think Retro's doing?
Well, Retro just finished.
And that's my
Tropical
point.
Freeze.
Right. So what's
So
they're not doing Prime,
there's
which
been-
they aren't.
There's
What-
been rumblings,
what could they
and
be
I
doing?
will tell you exactly what those rumblings are.
Oh,
so
so you've-
Metroid Prime. So Retro Studios has been rumored to be working on a Star Fox racing game.
Oh, it's true. Yes.
Oh, that's a waste. Anyway, I'm done
Did
with
Retro
this
do Perfect
conversation.
Dark?
No, that's
No.
rare.
That's rare. Oh, okay.
F-Zero.
Well, that's what a lot of people are thinking. Star Fox F-Zero crossover.
God, yeah.
I probably wouldn't play that.
No.
If I'm being honest. I don't like if I'm gonna play a racer game.
that
like,
was
I
recent, the
I saw
Star
you
Fox thing,
share
wasn't
something
it?
about Sonic Racing. I'm not gonna play that. If I'm gonna play a racing game, I'm gonna play Mario Kart.
Oh yeah.
Like
I think
I
there's
don't
a
care
lot
about
of like there's
anything.
certain like yes, a game like that. It's a uphill battle with Mario
I've heard a
Kart.
lot of Star Fox, the new Star
What's
Fox
F
racing
Zero?
game.
Have Retro do F Zero.
We just
Hey,
The only other racing
that's
game
what
I
I
can think
want.
of is Crash Team Racing. It's the
But
only
they're
other one I'd
thinking
play.
that's going to be like Diddy Kong Racing, where there's like a story and a main hub and things that you can go around and do.
Why don't they
play
make
it.
the Star Fox game we wanted when Miyamoto went back to it? Because I bet you they maybe can. I don't know.
Anyways, move right along, Steve.
All I got is Smash. This isn't really anything.
Was that English? I didn't hear anything.
But I don't know. I'm intrigued to hear if it's a port or not.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know,
I think
like,
sorry.
brand new.
I
Yeah, it's.
I know that's what the thing is. I think it's a port still.
I think it's a port with new characters just added on.
I
yeah.
think it's a brand new game using similar art assets.
If it's no matter what, even if it's a port, I'm buying it. Like,
Yeah.
Sakurai basically came out and said, "I'm there. Like I'm
Yeah, he's
in
gonna
the
be at
direct. He's in the
he's,
direct.
he's the one announcing.
So whatever it is,
He's going to be showing
it's
it off.
serious. Yeah, I'm going with.
Does that
port.
make you think that maybe it's a new Kid Icarus game?
It's a release date.
No.
I think so.
Is that your next one?
No.
Oh,
I have a next one that's even more outlandish than that.
okay. Go
But
for it.
I can't wait to hear that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a. I think it's a port. I don't think it's a new game.
I think it's a half and half.
Well, see, that's where I get. This is my gray area because I go, yeah, it's kind of half and half because Sakurai, he can't.
Doesn't. Yeah, perfection.
But I'm not. It's not a new game. It's got it's just a. It's like a port plus. It's like here's more DLC or what I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, let's go.
So my one is kind of a three-parter. So I think this is what I hope happens. Like Perfect World, Utopia. They show off Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and they show the gameplay, and they like kind of like tell you what the game. So like my big thing is that like I'm afraid that like you're not going to be able to level up from battling wild Pokemon. It's only going to be through gym leaders. I want it to be a retelling of Yellow, but like have it be its own game where it's like we finally get the RPG we always wanted.
right.
And then after that, I would love it if they were just like, oh, by the way, we're doing remastered Fire Red Leaf Green with Pokebank features. So kind of like how they
So a
released,
remaster.
yeah. So kind of like how they not even remasters, re-released.
Yeah.
How they released Red, Blue, and Yellow and
the
Gold and
3DS.
Silver for the 3DS with You could have Pokebank, Poke Transporter. You could put the games in. I want them to do the same thing, but you don't have to do Poke Transporter. Just straight Pokebank, and you can have it's Fire Red, Leaf Green, and they're like, here you go. The game's on the Switch.
Interesting. There's such strong rumors right now for a full-on
Pokemon.
RPG.
Core,
Yeah, I like
the core game.
Yeah, that
Well, they
They
announced
must have.
They
They
did
must
actually
have
announce
like.
it.
They announced
must
the
have
core game for
something
2019.
that they've at least. I mean, I would say at the very least they've dicked around with the idea of doing it
mean-
and have like demos.
Yeah, like Derek said,
internally.
there is a
confirmed core game, and from what I've seen, it's going to be called Pokemon Stars, and it's
I heard about that.
It's essentially for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's the crystal where it was for Gold and Silver. It's going to be Emerald with
Yeah.
Fire and Leaf Green. And it's going to be a continuation that has a couple new Pokemon in it. The new Gen 8 Pokemon, but it's not a Gen 8.
See, my thing is when they announce these new Pokemon, who the fuck gets excited for new Pokemon?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
You like interested in? No.
Like
New
game.
Pokemon like in the game.
Correct.
Oh, I
don't think he did. Do
Yeah.
you get
I look at
interested
I
in new
look at-
Pokemon?
I look at the artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, I like. There are a couple Pokemon for Gen 7 that I really like. That I'm like, I can't wait to catch that Pokemon because it's like cool.
Gabardor.
Like getting. I'm
Ice cream
pumped.
cone.
I'm pumped for Ultra Sun to come in so I can get Rowlet because I love the final form is a flying or it's a grass ghost type. It's an archery owl that has it's grass ghost. That's awesome.
There's always cool designs. And
All right, so my
There's
favorite-
always dumb Pokemon too where they have a flying keychain, which is
We're gonna
stupid.
go on a
gonna-
tangent.
I'm gonna. All right.
all right, yeah, on Pokemon.
Quick though. Quick
Very
because
quick.
We're having
My
Pokemon
my
today.
big thing about the original Pokemon and even Silver and Gold and shit is that the Pokemon mimic like real animal, like they're very like culturally
relevant.
apropos to the situation, whereas now they're just stupid shit.
like, oh.
ice cream. Justin hit the nail on the head. Garbodor, ice cream cone,
Rubbish.
trubbish.
Cameraman.
It's rubbish because fuck it.
Oh no, I agree, but every
Like, the
generation there's
like
at least
that-
10
That's,
Pokemon.
I mean, like that's the like
Correct. Yeah.
right, but I mean, like the original, it has that like it's just the classiness of it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just,
they're
like,
better monsters, and that's what makes the
It
151
just
so great.
it's
Is
like
that
it plays off of this. You know, it's more
Like
of like
real-
a myth
we gotta-
lore. It has this like.
Real life things, not just like inanimate objects.
What
it's
makes
not like
that,
beer bottle awesomeness.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you know,
no.
Pikachu's a rat that's
it.
electric.
But not every generation did that.
yeah, but for Gen
no,
1,
right, but that's my point. It's like
he's saying that you can't compare to the
you can't
originals
just
because
keep adding more because it doesn't work anymore.
So for Gen 1 and Gen 2, they're the best because they like that's like the based off the animals, everything. That's what makes them awesome. And there's so much variation with different ones because they had so much to choose from. Now they're
Right.
kind of like
they're very much limited.
They're running out of ideas. But for what I'm saying, kind of like going back to like the if a game entertains me for 6 hours, like or
You're
for 6 hours, I'm good. Pokemon, if there's 6 Pokemon that I can have in my party, I'm perfectly fine with that.
I think the
all I
mistake-
ask for is 6 Pokemon and 1 cool legendary.
All right, last
I mentioned
last
this
thought.
last thought. I think the mistake they made originally was when they did Silver, adding another 100. It should have been like
No.
No, they definitely should have done little by
like
little.
10,
No,
little
see-
by
No,
little.
I would have said like 25,
Inch it
25,
up.
No,
50.
it
Done.
Done
There we
Pokemon.
go. Move
Done.
on.
never has
Don't
to do
wanna
with
talk
numbers. It's
What's
just it's quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Well, that's
they-
exactly
but
what
that's
he's.
my-
that's
that's
his
what
point.
he's saying,
But
yeah.
the quantity was. But I could if you can make 200 great Pokemon, I don't care.
But 100 Pokemon. What he's saying is Silver and
Correct.
Gold didn't introduce.
I don't think they did
100
that.
great
Eventually, they
Pokemon.
ran out of ideas from,
Yeah.
from the idea pool.
Maybe after Silver, they
it's
should have.
opinion.
We're done with Pokemon.
Like this
No more
segment.
Pokemon.
Go
Rest
on.
of the podcast.
All right. My turn. Last Nintendo prediction: New Punch Out.
Shit.
Didn't even
New
think of
Punch
that.
Out.
Motherfucker.
I actually hope Retro's doing it.
That could be the thing they're working on.
Was
New
it? Was
Punch
there a
Out.
rumor for that?
Nope.
No.
Or did you post something about it?
No, I just
All
want
right.
it.
We
must have
talked about
dreamed
this
it.
before.
I just want a new Punch Out, Steve.
No, I meant the idea of Retro doing
Soda
it.
Pop.
That's
Popinski.
who I would love to do.
Whole new characters.
But
You could do it like what was the? Didn't we
Arms.
play? Yeah,
Arms.
arms.
Yep.
No.
But yeah, I don't want it to be. I just want it to be a new Punch Out with something that I don't even know what I want. I just want Retro to make something beautiful. Anthony, what is your last Nintendo E3 prediction?
Monster Hunter.
They're already making one.
Correct, but they're gonna show it off. At E3.
Oh, okay. I was
They
like,
haven't actually.
like what is?
It's not.
It's
Well,
like him saying Smash.
Correct. Well, I know it's not. It's not World. I'm pretty sure they're doing Double Cross, but it's officially like Capcom had said like they weren't gonna. They might not make for Nintendo again. So
Gotcha.
I know that kind of obviously things changed and kind of went back on the word on that. So I think the Nintendo fans are very excited about it.
Very nice. You have any other predictions? You make them 3 for each one.
For Nintendo.
Well, we're done with Nintendo.
Oh,
Now we're moving on to
hopefully Sony.
third-party Sony or Microsoft.
I'll do Sony.
Okay.
I really don't have much. Spider-Man. Ooh. And I'm like 50-50 on it. It looks amazing, but I could see this shit. Oh, I mean, actually, my prediction was kind of, it might not even make it out this year. I don't know.
I think they already have a hard date for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
either way, I could think it can go either way.
I think we get gameplay and we get new exclusives. Like they show some of the more skins,
I think
and I pray we get Spider-Man 2099.
I think you might be right on that. I also think that they're going to show off gameplay and they're going to
Oh,
show off
100%.
Oh, I'm certainly going to show off gameplay. Yeah.
a bigger villain than the current ones that they've shown off. I think you like Green Goblin Venom status.
I'm praying Spider-Verse. I
That'd
know
be
they're coming
awesome.
out with a movie, but I want Spider-Verse. To
I don't
game.
I don't think they tie this in at all. I think it's completely separate.
I
and they
know,
do
it's
their own
definitely
thing.
completely separate, and I'm glad it's completely separate. But I don't want any games based off movies. But I'm hoping that they have a Spider-Verse. But
Cool.
I don't think they'd do a game and a movie
Yeah.
in the same year.
Very nice.
But I would love that.
What is your first Sony prediction, sir?
It's nothing shown, but Horizon Zero Dawn 2
sequel.
announced.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the same thing, Anthony. I told Anthony about Zelda way too soon.
Oh, it's definitely way too soon, but I think they announce it and it's going to be like 2021
Gotcha.
or 2020. They announce it
gonna
like
make
in
mention,
pre-production
yeah,
kind of
that's-
thing. Just like, oh, just want to let you guys know we're also working on Horizon
I'll be
Zero Dawn
fair
2.
enough. Like Sony is a company that does that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Way
it's-
late in the.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
was
20,
announced, like,
25. Yeah, it's coming.
2 years ago,
Get
so-
excited now. 20.
Well, yeah,
15.
like God of
next
War
E3.
and Spider-Man were
Yeah.
both shown off like 2 years ago. So,
So I think they'll show it and they'll say that, and then everyone will get hyped, and then they'll be like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
see you later.
the first one that I have is I think you'll get actual gameplay footage of The Last of Us and a release date. So The Last of Us 2. So they've already teased it. They've already given us 2 trailers.
Yeah.
Gameplay
Okay.
time, release date. But yeah,
I don't need more movies.
Shadows Die Twice. Flash Bloodborne 2, I guess.
Yeah.
is
That
what
is
they're
such a cool
calling it.
name for a game. Shadows Die Twice.
It's rumored to be, people saying Bloodborne 2. Shadows Die Twice is rumored to be a horror game just from the company, from software. I'm hoping that's kind of not the case.
you'd rather it be a Dark Souls Bloodborne.
I mean, if you can do a Silent Hill type deal, it might work out. Bloodborne 2 is what I'd look for. If they release both, so say they do Bloodborne 2 and Shadows Die Twice, that'd be absolutely fantastic.
Sure. See if you got anything.
All right, so this is kind of part Sony, part Microsoft. I wouldn't be surprised if they either teased, just basically teased PS5 and Xbox
So
One, 2.
I really hope they don't.
I think that if anything, you'll see it from Microsoft, only because
They're
Microsoft
tanking.
is the
Is
type.
losing.
Well, no, not because they're losing, but they're
They
the type.
suck? I gotcha.
When they announced Scorpio, or Xbox One X, they were like, "We're working on this thing called Scorpio." We can't really say a lot about it right now, but that's kind of what.
But get hyped.
Also, just want to announce, Just Cause 4 just got leaked on Steam.
Everything's getting leaked at this point.
so
But anyway,
Wow.
Breaking
You
news.
have the updates coming right
there
to
we
you.
go. We're fucking killing it.
I think you see that from Microsoft
it
over
here
Sony,
first.
but I could see either one of them doing it.
There's been rumblings of like the hardware
You mean specs?
spec wise, potentially. I could see them kind of hyping it.
No, no.
Not hyping it.
Microsoft's going to be like, it's
Mention
the
it.
greatest system of all time. It's just the same thing. It's the most
There's
powerful.
9 teraflops on this one.
Yeah.
You know, I could see them
Like
potentially
flop
doing
this
this
shit.
year.
This is-
I don't know when it would necessarily launch.
I don't think you'll get a new console this year. No way.
No.
Oh,
Definitely not
just
this year.
announcing it.
No, well, just like teasing. Like, I don't know. It's slightly early, but Microsoft doesn't have games, so it's a perfect time for them to do it. You're right. Sony's probably not because they're crushing it.
Yeah.
So I can see them hinting at it, with whatever games they have, and they go, "Oh, there's blah blah
Rumblings of Xbox
blah." In like
2.
2019, I don't see it even necessarily coming out in 2019. I could see it being announced in 2019 for 2020.
Yeah.
but just the hint of
Like, we might be working on
this is
something new.
this is coming.
Gotcha.
We get
Very
this
cool.
grand idea. I don't know, maybe.
What about you?
Something that's probably not going to happen, but I think it's long overdue, is a new Jack and Daxter.
I love Jack and Daxter. I'm all for it. You don't have to
We need
say
it.
anything.
We just need it.
They did.
Yeah, they've done Crash, they've done Spyro, Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank they brought back. Like, we need it. We
Jack-
don't need a Jack and Daxter movie, because the Ratchet and Clank movie was god awful.
Yeah.
But I'll take a new new Jack and
really made a
Daxter
movie.
game.
Perfect. I'm all in. Naughty Dog obviously will not make
Mm-hmm.
it because they're very much deep into The Last of Us 2. But piggybacking off of that, I want a new Sly Cooper game.
Okay.
So I want the holy trinity of 2D or 3D platformers to come back. So you already have Crash, you already have Spyro, and then Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper. So that's just my selfish needs because I love Sly actually more than the other ones. But
really?
I go Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter.
so I
Sly
do.
Cooper.
I actually do
like
Sly,
with Crash.
Jack, and then Ratchet.
Up
But
Your
I'm
Arsenal is one of my
a
favorite
new
games.
Ratchet fan. I didn't play the original.
Oh,
ones. I
dude,
only
you got
played
it.
the
Up Your
remakes.
Arsenal is one of my favorites.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Release date for Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's got to be there, right?
Do you think they show anything? Like, they show
they have
gameplay?
to. They have to. Unless it's just one of those. It's either gonna be one of those games that never fucking happens. So.
I just want the music, to be honest.
That's true.
I've
It's
never
not the
actually
same
played any of the Kingdom Hearts. I'm on my first ever run through with Kingdom Hearts 1.
I would just 1 is really good, and then just play 2, and then don't play.
Oh, I'm
any
not.
other
I
games.
got 1.5, 2.5 remastered. It came with all those other ones.
Yeah.
I
But
was
I'm
The
just gonna
boat if
do
you didn't
1,
play
2,
when it
3.
came out.
I'm telling you right now, play 1,
Yeah, Brian.
play 2,
Oh,
just watch
trust me.
videos on the rest of them.
Trust, I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3. I'm not even gonna watch the videos. I'm
Yeah.
fine. I just know there's a
We don't
big
know
Hero
it's 3.
6. There's a big Hero 6 world in 3, so I need
You're
to
all
play
in,
that.
and Toy Story.
I need that. I
very
need
nice.
that.
Just for the Toy Story World.
Steve, what else you got? For
I
Sony?
really got nothing for Sony. No.
No big deal.
I don't know.
And then my other one, not gonna happen, but I would love it. Resistance: Fall of Man reboot.
Okay, I could kind of see that.
I think they're killing with everything else. They don't need it. But Resistance: Fall of Man was supposed to. Resistance: Fall of Man, and I think it was Haze, were supposed to be the Halo killers when they came out.
And Killzone.
Killzone 2
Yeah.
was one of them. Those 3 games were supposed to be like the Halo killers, and the only one of them that like really lasted was Resistance, that had the gameplay and the online. Because Killzone fell off and Haze tanked because it was awful.
Well, we did get a Killzone launch title for the PS4. Killzone Shadowfall, I think it was called. Not that great. I have it. Not the best. There was
Killzone 1's the only good one. I didn't like any of the other ones.
So we'll see. Maybe that could be a new game that they announce as Killzone. But my last one, I'm Ready at Dawn. The studio is announcing The Order 1887 or whatever the sequel is going to be called for the
Interesting.
Because it's time. Because that game came out in February of 2015.
Very early in the podcast life cycle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
did you like?
I loved The Order 1886 despite its very apparent shortcomings.
You liked the graphics.
No, the graphics were great. What I liked was the horror aspects.
Really?
That seems
really.
definitely
Yeah.
Don't you
not
hate horror
enough.
games?
I
Oh,
hate
bullshit
That
on
sounds
that.
horseshit.
I hate horror aspects, but it was more tense than horror.
So it was
I
more
gotta go
thriller.
back and
was
listen to
more
what you said
thriller.
about it.
It's
Nah,
more-
you play that game, it's probably
It's
not horror.
more of
It's not horror.
not to you psychopath, but most people. The thriller and 3D third
Do you just
person.
not, are you not confusing horror with suspense?
I could be saying suspense. So it could be
The
like
British are pretty horrifying.
a suspenseful thriller 3D shooter.
Teeth.
Yeah.
So I think if they
Fucking-
focused more like
Fuck
Gears
their
of
tea.
War 1. Gears of War 1, where it's not a horror game,
I assume
but it's a thriller.
You're
Yeah.
hoping for a game longer than 5 hours.
It could be 5 hours, but focus on.
I mean,
what the
that
Order
was
does
the
well.
issue with that game.
No,
was
that's
it was,
what people had issues with.
you didn't have a problem with that.
People that are like
You paid $60 for 5 hours?
I told you I would spend $120 right now to forget what remains of Edith Finch and replay it. That game is 3 hours long. I would pay a lot of money
Yeah, but
to
okay.
re-experience.
I know that wasn't your issue, but then there were a lot of flaws. I remember you mentioning.
There's
You
lots-
had a big
they,
list.
They take a lot of things from
wasn't
other
yellow.
games. No,
It was-
I gave it a red or a yellow. I couldn't decide. It's
right?
like
no,
you
yeah.
choose.
So I'll just say yellow.
So what I'm saying is, they had like climbing aspects, like Uncharted. Get that out of there. There's
Yeah.
no reason for that to be in there. There was other they just took a bunch of different parts from a bunch of different games and shoved it into one, and it didn't make sense. If they just focused on 2 things like suspenseful third-person shooter, you get a great game. But
And hoping they fix that if they fix it with the new one, then.
yeah, I hope that they just focus on third-person and suspenseful thriller. So I think we get that.
I hope you get it.
I do too.
What's the studio?
Ready at Dawn.
Okay.
That's a cool name for a studio.
But moving right
I'm
along.
ready at dusk.
Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, I've heard some rumblings and leaks on this. It sounds like it's coming. I'm happy for you.
Well, you're not going to play it?
I didn't play 4.
So what?
Just what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like I don't know if I think I might just be over the hack and slash. If they do something new with combat, I'm in. But I'm just done with the hack and slash. Like that's
What's the last hack and slash?
I was just about to say.
what was the last
one?
hack and slash that I played? I don't know. Probably 3 on the PS2.
I think you're due for.
But I'm not. Like I don't care about those types of games. Like maybe God of War 3
I
on
was
the
gonna say,
PS3.
what if they did it? What if they did like a God of War, go from hack and slash to like
I'm right in.
third person?
I'm right in.
They could change it. They could change it up.
I hope they do.
a little bit for 5 more RPG elements.
I would love that because I was more than pleasantly surprised with Gears of War or God of War.
Yeah. But very cool. Yeah, I'm interested. I'd be interested in something new, but same old, get me out of there. Steve, we're gonna move on to Microsoft. What we?
I have absolutely nothing for Microsoft. Actually, no. But it's kind of third party.
Do you want to just go third party instead?
Kind of.
Okay.
I just came up with it. I really want something with Phantasy Star Online.
Which
We
is
said hack and slash, and I think action RPG, and then I go Phantasy Star. Great times with that game.
Japan got
They need
that.
to bring that fucking thing back. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see it this year.
Hey,
But I'm putting it out there, Sega.
if I
Get
can,
your head out of your ass.
if I can get a new Punch Out, why can't you get a new Phantasy Star?
We had good times playing it. It's a good game. Shitting on people.
Third parties.
Third parties. I think EA comes back with a Dead Space reboot.
Okay. All right.
I would love that. I would play nonstop a new Dead Space, and
Like-
it would return to horror and be more like Dead Space 1 and half of Dead Space 2 and not be 3. And I think they learned their lesson from 3 because their sales tanked because they went way too heavy on the run and gun. And if they did, I would love to see a next-gen Dead Space that is like true horror. Because
All
the
right.
first one,
Horror shooter.
I could not play at night. I couldn't play Dead Space at night. I couldn't play it when I was home alone.
Just
It
lights
was
on.
just lights on, midday.
Broad daylight,
It was amazing.
Yeah. I think it's time. I think it's
It
time.
is absolutely time.
But it is EA, so who
It's
knows?
not going to happen.
Yeah. For me, for third party, I think you're going to see Square Enix show off their Avengers game that they've been working on. So they've been quietly plugging away at an Avengers game. I think they show it off, and it could possibly be a Microsoft exclusive.
I saw a thing online about that they're saying that it's going to be like Ultimate Alliance, the game.
I could see
Is
that.
the online one?
No, it's a like top-down gauntlet style game.
Yeah.
Which I'm not I liked it. I just didn't love it that much.
A lot of people did love it, though.
A lot of people did love it. I'm part of the people who liked it, didn't love it. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
hoping it's not like that.
Yeah, I hope it's something else.
I hope it's something different. Because if I want to play an Avengers game that's like Ultimate Alliance, I'll just play Ultimate Alliance.
I'm hoping that you play as like four main characters. So you have the Hulk who plays like the Hulk, and then you have Thor that plays like Kratos, Iron Man that plays like Anthem, the new Anthem game,
Yeah.
and then Cap that plays like Captain America. So I hope that you have 4 main characters that you kind of bounce around and do different missions. I
different
think
play
that would be
styles
cool.
for different characters.
Yeah.
It's like having a different game in each game, in
Yeah.
each section of the game. That'd be pretty awesome.
But moving right along, Anthony, what do you got for third party? Anything?
Cyberpunk 2077.
You think that shows up?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm in.
Are you in that?
I'm
you
a
just wanna
huge
be,
I'm a huge fan of CD Projekt Red.
Okay, yeah.
Granted, I wasn't
yeah.
a huge fan of The Witcher, but
Correct. But I'm assuming the steampunk kind of probably helps.
Steampunk will bring me in.
Steampunk RPG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that any day.
I think that makes sense. Get anything?
I don't know if this is coming, but I need another SimCity at this point. They need to. EA needs to figure this shit out. Make a better SimCity. City Skylines is crushing them.
Just play that.
No.
They just had put something new out. No what?
Just play City Silence.
No.
No to that.
No,
no,
playing
no.
Cities Skylines. That was such a quick no.
No.
Like it didn't even come out of your mouth yet. It's
This,
like,
I
nope.
mean, they just put out, there's lots of mods for it too, which I just recently learned about. But Will Wright needs to just
Get his shit together.
get a grow a pair and be like, listen, I'm
don't
taking
think
my
he
game
has-
back.
I don't think you could do that.
EA fucking sucks.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't beat big corporate.
Yeah, you can't be like,
Can't
hey, I
fight
sold you
corporate
my
America.
game.
They are big and we
weird.
are small.
Yeah.
But
Can't
all right.
fight City Hall.
Moving past third
get
party,
that
what else
reference
do you
here.
got?
Yeah. Let us know.
Bethesda
At least
new,
30.
new Doom.
New Doom.
Another Doom.
Okay, yeah, I could see that happening.
I want another Doom.
Mm-hmm.
I was late to playing the new Doom because I didn't think I'd like it that
Mm-hmm.
much because it was one of those games where it's like you don't exit the room until you kill all the demons. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna like that. And then I actually bought it on Gary's. Gary's like, you need to play this, and I played it, and I was like, all right. So
Yep.
I was like, this is awesome.
It is really good. Moving right along, keeping with Bethesda, I think that you'll see a Fallout 76 companion app. So similar to like Fallout Shelter that came out.
Oh, that'd be-
So I think you're gonna get. I don't think you're not gonna get obviously
Sure.
another Fallout game. I think you're gonna get a mobile type of game that's going to help you with Fallout 76.
So like Pokemon Go with Let's Go kind of thing.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go is Let's Go.
No.
I mean, Pokemon Let's Go is Go
no, we've been over
for the
this.
Switch.
No,
over this.
we've been over this.
I mean,
You've been doing some drinking.
so denying that. I don't
Everyone's
give a
down
shit.
on
Next,
Let's Go.
what
No
it-
more Pokemon. Go.
yeah.
Is that the wait a minute? Is that the Eevee and the Pikachu one though?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Where
We're
you're
done with
Gary.
that.
It's Gary.
I'm just.
versus Ash.
I need some clarification. The audience wants to know.
Do they?
I can see it in the
It's
chat.
in the chat, really?
No one chat.
I'm actually going a little bit far on this one, but Okami 2. Strictly because Capcom there's two news articles. One that Capcom would bring back old IPs. Second was that Clover Studio really wanted to make a second one. So
I think that's.
I hope-
I'm on
that
board
work.
with that.
I hope
he's got some
all
backup.
the best.
He's the one.
If
The
I
only
could-
one that's
I
got
thought
some
you were-
stats coming in.
I thought you were
Some
saying no,
articles,
like you didn't
some
like it.
news.
I love Okami.
I feel like you did Beautiful Joe 3. I'd be also very excited.
Don't. I should have wrote that down. I need some Beautiful Joe 3.
But
I wouldn't be disappointed in you.
I would be very
How
happy.
about a real
for
Paper
you.
Mario coming back? That'd be fucking nice. Legit.
Ooh.
Yeah, Color
Yep.
Splash ported.
Color Splash RPG. Like real.
Fair enough.
Fucking really.
Any other third parties?
No.
Maybe Resident Evil 2 remake or Resident Evil 8.
Okay.
They were, yeah. Those
I
were
could
some
see.
rumblings.
I could see two.
I know 2. They announced 2. I just want to see something about it because
Yeah.
it seems like it's one of those games where they keep saying it's going to happen,
And then it gets
but I think
lost.
8 is too. It's too soon from
Yeah.
7. But I want 8 because 7 was amazing.
I'd like E3 2018 to not be a year of remasters and remakes and
Oh, it's gonna
definitive editions. I'm talking to you, Nintendo. Shut the fuck up with definitive editions. I've had enough.
Fair enough.
You didn't buy them in the first place, asshole.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
My last third party would be a new Splinter Cell. So I think a new Splinter Cell is.
Are you into Splinter Cell?
No, but I think that Splinter Cell is coming.
Likely.
Yeah.
So you just want the extra
But
points
it has to
for
go
winning.
back. If
I
they're gonna
don't
do
think-
it,
No, I know.
It has to go back to the stealth aspect of it.
I think you're going to find it more
Yeah.
along the lines of Metal Gear Solid 5.
That's-
because
'cause-
now Metal Gear Solid's done. Konami's done with Metal Gear. They sucked it up with Survive. So you're going to get Splinter Cell, but it's going to be very similar to what old Splinter Cell used to be and Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, I want because like they got way too into like you don't have to be silent. You could just go in guns blazing, and it's like that's not. What
And
the
like
game
you
is.
plan it out, like it's okay. I'm gonna shoot that guy, and then I'm gonna jump over this thing, and then I'm gonna shoot that guy over to the left, and then I'm gonna hide underneath this, throw a grenade over there, and then it just executes. And, you're
And
like,
then that happens, and then nobody knows you're there, and you're like, "Well, a grenade just exploded." And
Yeah.
everyone's like, "What was that?"
yeah. So that's what I'm thinking for third party.
Think of nothing.
Okay, Microsoft, you got anything for us?
Absolutely not. I have no idea what they're even doing.
I think
They seem like a mess at the moment.
Yep.
Complete. I think I'll say this for me. I think they're gonna do something like software, hardware related to the Xbox. I don't know what it's gonna be, but
It's
they're
gonna
not.
be
It's not gonna
another
be games.
fan service.
It's gonna be something like exactly
VR.
like that.
I think it's gonna be like
I mean,
VR or
and like
something
it could
along
be
those
as
lines.
good like last. Could be as good as backwards compatibility. Like
Yeah.
I'm a huge like that's
cool.
phenomenal that they're doing that. It's a shame that doesn't help as much as it should.
If they had other games to go with it, it would have been a
It
great
would've-
like rider.
You have,
really-
you have to have a reason to turn on the Xbox.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's just giving you more reason to go back to your 360. or go back to your
technologically,
Xbox.
it's actually
Impressive.
very impressive. But I do think they're going to have. It's going to be. It could be something as stupid as like, oh, you can like
Float in
what with the well, no, with the Xbox One, no, you can fucking Comcast go through it and you can fucking record blah blah blah. Could be
just something
as stupid
software related.
As,
Or hardware related.
both.
Yeah.
It's conjunction really. I don't think it's going to be anything related to games. You know.
Piggybacking off that, I think it's either going to be VR or it's going to be like a PlayStation Now kind of thing where they have their own streaming service.
No, you're right because they've been playing up the Scorpio as it's VR,
powerful enough to-
Powerful.
and then but the streaming service I actually would be.
Well, they already kind of have
Interested.
something like that with Games Pass. Where
No,
it's-
gaming like PlayStation Now kind of where you
Yeah.
have like the TV, like you can.
It's
Stream
where
the
you
TV.
don't
you don't need
you can
cable.
just
you
rent
can
it,
play- You can rent the
and
stuff.
then like
yeah.
it streams like you don't have to
kind of like
download
PlayStation
it.
View, PlayStation
Oh.
Now, that kind of stuff.
Well, the Nvidia thing I was talking about a couple weeks.
so you have like the
months ago.
PlayStation Now, PlayStation View. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be like
Like if your
some
machine
kind
is,
of-
it's playing, it's giving you, higher quality game.
I think it'll be games, TV, something like that.
Gotcha.
Like,
So
like-
just streaming services.
I think it's gonna be streaming services, but like it's like he said, it's like it's gonna be impressive, but that's good in conjunction with something like if they announce like Halo 6.
They
Beyond
need
Good-
games.
Yeah.
or
Beyond Good and
That's
Evil.
why I don't
Beyond
have
Good and
anything.
Evil
I
2.
don't
If
know.
They name off all these games. It's amazing.
I don't know
but-
if it's I don't know what they're secretive, which they're not.
The only thing that's leaked
I just
is
don't
delays.
think they have anything.
Well, I think they do.
Nothing from them's really leaked. So,
So
it means
I think they do
everybody
have
else leaked.
stuff. I think they do have
What do you
stuff.
think?
They're just playing it close to the chest.
Yeah, but
So-
I
They
don't-
have a lot.
Microsoft's
to gain, but
not.
more to lose.
I don't trust them as like secret enough. Like everybody else has leaked. Nintendo, out of the three, Nintendo's the most secretive. So for them to leak is very indicative of the
Everyone
fact
else.
that
I think
the
Microsoft-
like this, the way
like
of the industry.
just the way it is.
But-
I mean, I hope you're wrong because I'd love to see them have something. Because
well, I'll tell you what they're gonna have, Steve.
okay,
I think.
please.
I think that they're paying out of the fucking nose to get Rocksteady to be an exclusive developer making the new Superman game. So
Oh, so you
Rocksteady,
saw that,
well, no, those are
right.
all
Those are
fake.
so one of my
Well,
kids
but
at
it's
school
still rumor.
knew that
I think
rumor.
I think there's rumors.
He goes, they're making a new. We got go. Okay,
I think
that's where
it'll
I'm getting
be-
mine is from now.
I
So
think it'll
the
be.
That's where I
a-
am in my life.
I think it'll be a timed exclusive. Like realistically, I say timed exclusive. But
Yeah.
I think Microsoft, if you really want someone to buy your console, you pay enough money to go, hey, Rocksteady, just put it on ours.
Do you think that's worth it? Like Superman has a
Rocksteady?
bad stigma.
Yeah, but
For
so
game-
did
for game-
Batman, and then Rocksteady fixed that. Rocksteady did the Arkham series. So
I
if
know.
they do a Superman game, they'll do it right, and they'll put it in the same universe as the Arkham series, and then you make a Justice League game like
I wouldn't
10
be too.
years
I
from
wouldn't
now.
be too disappointed in something like that.
I mean, I'd love to see them do it.
but it's an Xbox exclusive, so I'd be pretty disappointed in that.
Yeah. Well, you have an Xbox, right?
Yeah, but
Well, it makes me a reason to pick up one for the Blu-ray capabilities of it.
But anyways, moving right along. Anthony, you got anything?
I wrote one actually that I didn't notice. Cuphead 2 was something I thought that they may.
You know what, Ant? I could see them pushing on that studio to just be like, that was great. We need another one. Make it fast, and they just make new bosses because they already
What I'm
have.
saying, DLC.
Oh, it could be.
Could they do like a little DLC thing?
Could add
They
new
could
bosses.
Just add
Yeah,
levels,
bosses.
bosses, whatever
Absolutely. And high five. Yeah,
Right there, we nailed
right
it.
there. I'm a big fan of
It's a
that.
good E3. Glad it's over.
Because they don't have anything.
Halo 6 is announced and coming out this year. They need it. It has to come out this year because that will help boost sales.
You want to make
That's-
another bet with Brian?
That's
No,
the,
I have that. I
Successful.
just
That's-
crossed
no,
it
I
off
meant
my
like
list.
that's the only reason I
the
bought my
online
Xbox
service of it.
was for Halo because I had to finish the series to the point where I played Halo 5 and was like, I could live without Halo 6.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Halo matters anymore.
It doesn't.
it
It doesn't.
doesn't.
But
Yeah.
I've put so much time and effort into it that I have to finish this.
I think
Anyone that-
certain people. I mean, like
anybody that has an
care,
Xbox
but
is
Yeah,
it's
gonna
not
want
the
a guy anyway.
juggernaut that
It
it
once
was.
I need it. I need it, but I want this to be the end of the series. They just need to
Be
let
done
it
with
die.
that.
It just it's run its course. So it peaked at 3, and then or
Yeah.
it peaked at 2, but then 3 was pretty good. And then
2 is
4 was awful. 5 is the worst in the series, and 6 I have no expectations for. Especially because after 5 came out,
Can't get
the
any
director of the game came out and said that they focus more
And
on online than
I'm being honest,
gameplay and story.
Well, the sad part about it is, no matter how good the game is, like this is kind of harking back to Gary with your bet with him. It's like it's kind of like the idea of the game could be
Incredible.
incredible, but
No
just
one
the
cares.
think around it, it's not. It's fucked. It's fucked. They just ruined it.
Like you'll always have the nostalgia from 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
But the new ones no one cares about, and they die off in 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Something else comes along.
Yeah, exactly.
Something else comes along that it's an oversaturated market with first-person shooters.
That's the problem.
It's just done, and I don't think anything's taken down for like the online community. Nothing's taken down Fortnite anytime soon. Even you can come out with Halo 6 and have it be the best in the series, but like
Yeah,
people are
not a
still
chance.
people are still gonna be playing the free-to-play Fortnite over the Halo 6.
I mean, that's the thing. It's Fortnite's such a strong fad right now that it's not. You ain't gonna be able to do anything with that.
and they keep updating it daily
Right.
and weekly and
Well,
monthly.
you
and
could
quarterly.
you announce it and then wait. I mean, by the time it comes out,
I think it comes out this year. They
I
need
think
something.
It,
What?
has to. They
What
get-
comes out?
6. Halo 6.
especially
Oh,
with Crackdown.
you think it's
Crackdown being
coming?
Delayed. It has to come out.
I think they go, here it is.
We've
Here's
seen
what
nothing
it's
about
going
it. Is that going to be the? You think that's the
their
big?
big
That's
thing.
like the.
That's their-
That's like holy
because that's
shit.
what Xbox's mascot, Master Chief. Like this is their big thing.
So they'll win E3 because of that, but it's not going to matter because the game. I don't think the game's going to do
Bingo.
shit.
thing. I mean,
It's all-
it won't,
I mean, it's going to be fine.
it won't
It's gonna sell
units.
fine. It's just gonna be bad.
It
What's
won't
that?
sell consoles
Right.
because
That's-
people that already have Xbox Ones
Got
bought
it
it
for
for
Halo
5.
5.
Yeah.
It won't sell a ton, but it'll move some, but nothing gargantuan.
Especially
might
if
move- yeah, right.
If
It's
they
just-
show it and it looks good, it'll move the needle where it might push people to buy it who are on the fence.
You know what will make people buy Xbox Ones?
ooh, what do you got?
In conjunction with Halo 6, I'm glad that you did this, is an Xbox One XS base models price cut. Dramatic price cut. So Xbox One
they
X,
need one.
Xbox One X drops from 500 to like 350. Right? So that's
I'd-
the
that'd be
high
pretty sweet.
tier
Like I
because then you
said-
get the 4K Blu-ray.
what
Well, you already get it on the
But-
S,
Yes.
but then you get the pumped up.
yeah, but then the S drops down to like $150.
I could
That's
see
pretty
them.
sweet.
I can see them having a playable.
Wait a
demo
minute,
that
wait a
the
minute. What did you
person's
say?
playing.
150 bucks?
150
to,
bucks
for the S. It's right now.
picked
It's
that up.
right now.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like 250, 300. I want to say, but
I'd drop 150 on it right now.
So I
And
think
have
that-
an
Yeah.
Xbox One.
the problem is no one wants to spend all this money for a console that there's no games for.
It's a media player.
But if you're going to if this is going to be your third console, like let's say if you already have a PS4 and a Switch, then you're like, oh well, I did want to play some of these exclusives.
I'll be
and now
honest.
it's so cheap.
I would 100%. I don't even have a Switch yet. I'd 100% pick up an Xbox
One
S
S for 150
for 150
because it's a 4K,
4K
Blu-ray,
Blu-ray,
but
and
also
there's-
then you have
There's some decent shit on it.
also all the
And I could
exclusives.
steal all I could borrow
Backwards
your games.
compatibility.
Do you know what I can see them doing too? Going back to your whole Halo thing, is that I can see them saying like, "Look at us play!" Like they're playing. You have the person who's like demoing it,
Yeah.
and then like, "Look at us play on the full capability of the Xbox One X," and then they're like, "Oh, and by the way,
You
guess
can
what's
get it this
happening
holiday season.
for $350."
Just say
And
with
then-
Halo 6.
No,
they
Like they
showcase
showing
it.
it. They're like, "Look at the power of the Xbox One X as a
bundle.
But think about they bundled
If you
that
bundle-
with
Oh, yeah.
the Halo 6.
I think
that might help. That's going to help
they're
them.
in such a desperate place that
Yeah.
they need to do something.
They
like
need
that.
to do something drastic like that.
But
Fair enough.
and I think that's it.
I want to say I just thought of something with what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's third party. We didn't talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, but
Rockstar's
Grand Theft
never
Auto.
there.
They're thinking 6.
6?
People have been talking.
I don't think.
or Vice City revisited or
Vice City would be fucking
remastered.
awesome.
so. As much as I would
I want to talk
those,
about it. Yeah.
they never do E3.
No.
Rockstar's never
I
there.
know they don't. But they either do. There's either a little
A post
trailer before
Mm-hmm.
or after.
or in the middle. They don't go.
They just kind
But
of.
they kind of like fuck everybody up.
Yeah, they just
with some
plop their
shit.
shit.
They just stick the dick in.
So you think
In
you
the
think Grand
E3?
Theft Auto is
I don't-
returning somehow?
Well, so I'm a mixed bag on this because I think why would they do it? Like that's what's fucked about the situation. I actually don't like
Red Dead.
no, what's the company?
Rockstar.
Yeah. Right now because I think they are 100% milking the fuck out of Grand Theft Auto 5
Absolutely.
with this online shit.
yeah.
I mean, they're the most. I would say they are. I mean,
The
I would
most egregious.
almost. I think they're worse than EA right now. Not in the sense of just like. I mean, not that the thing's well, it was broken to begin with. Let's be fair,
But you had an amazing single player to fall back
Right.
on.
but there's no incentive to do it. But they should.
I think it
a
does.
cash
I
cow.
think it does work, timeline wise.
No, it should have.
I think it's
Yeah.
it's almost slightly past due for
But-
them to have another Grand Theft Auto at this point.
They are. I think you won't see it this year.
Oh, absolutely no. I'm just saying.
If they show it, yeah.
I think. My point was just they reminded me that we we didn't even think about it, and that it is due.
It is, yeah.
They need to be showing something. There was the rumor, what the Vice City with a woman or some woman instead of a male protagonist. It was a
Tommy,
female
you can't get rid of
protagonist
Tommy.
in the '80s, like a Vice City-esque thing.
Oh, I don't know. I'd be down for that.
It'd be okay.
You meet up with Tommy Vercetti?
I need an Italian guy. If she's Italian, that'd be funny.
If she's like an Italian, what if it's
Italian woman,
Tommy?
because I need her talking like
It's a sister.
Oh, okay,
like a
gotcha.
you know like,
or a daughter.
almost like a
That would be fucking.
Jersey.
Jersey Shore esque. Sure.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Do you have any other Xbox?
I think Anthem shows and it's underwhelming.
Okay.
I have no expectations for this game. They need to wow me with this. I don't.
Okay.
It doesn't move the needle for me yet, but if they show something, I'm predicting I'm going to be underwhelmed. I'm going to be like, that's cool. Either that or it's going to be super overhyped.
Gotcha.
It's one or the other. I don't think it's going to meet expectations either way.
Fair enough. The last thing that I have written down is I think Microsoft gets Super Hot 2, and that's exclusive.
Really?
Yeah.
can
I
see
don't
that.
think it's
didn't
good.
get-
I think that that's just a smart move for them
Super
to
Hot
do.
is so much fun.
I think it'll be like a console exclusive on Xbox.
It wasn't exclusive before, though.
I don't think it's on PS. Oh wait, no, it is.
It's on PS4, PC, and Xbox.
Yeah, because it's on like VR. So I think that you'll get Super Hot 2 will be shown.
I think I'll add with you
Wanna buy an
with what you
Xbox?
kind of said. Any exclusive Microsoft gets, they're going to be paying out the ass for
they have
because
to.
they have to. Well, but I think they are going to.
When PUBG
so,
wins that lawsuit, they'll be rolling in fucking
what's
money.
that? When
It's,
what?
well, they don't own PUBG. They just own console rights for it.
But I do see them. If we see a lot of like that shit, they would just made the decision.
well,
We're fucked. We need to give a lot of money.
We have to throw bags of cash.
I mean, but that's debatable too, because it's like, well, do you just cut your losses and say, okay, we'll wait for the next Xbox?
No, you start slowly building up now. That's what you do.
Okay, interesting.
You start.
I don't know
slowly-
about that because we're getting late
is
to
a
the
weird
console
year for
cycle.
them.
So it's
Yeah.
like, why
Well,
don't
no,
you just
that's what I'm
put the
saying. But build those relationships now
For next
for
console.
next console.
Because
so you strategically pay out the ass for certain things that are actually beneficial.
because
So
if
delay
if you
Anthem.
don't get a fan base now, you're gonna cut that fan base because if they have no exclusives and they suck, there's no chance I'm gonna buy the Xbox 2 because why would I if the Xbox One sucked?
Right.
No
The
one's
problem
gonna
is
want
they didn't get enough games on this console. They can't remaster any for the next.
So
It's
I'm
backwards
it's just to
compatibility,
me
kinda.
it's like there's no reason to buy the 2 if there's no reason to play the 1.
Yeah.
Or you could just get Recourse. Remember that game? That game sucked.
I do remember that. You
Anyways.
shitting all
I'm
over
gonna play
it.
with your dog.
All right, perfect. And that's going to be it for our E3 predictions and another great episode of the Tangent Podcast. I hope you guys like what you heard and like what you saw because, of course, you did. But if you guys
During
want
the
to do us,
outro.
if you guys want to do us a solid, please go over to youtube.com/pixelatedpoints and subscribe to our YouTube channel there. Also, go over to twitch.tv/pxlpts and follow us there. But Twitter is definitely the best place to see what we're doing during the week.
Absolutely.
So you're going to want to go over to Twitter at PXLPTS or at tangent_podcast, or you can follow us on Instagram at tangent podcast, all one word. For myself on Twitter, I am at it's a me BT. Anthony, you are
At Majin Erebus.
God Mike back there.
At Steven_Sal.
And leave us a review on iTunes because
Derek?
that's the one that really matters.
Yep.
All the other podcast catchers are just so. But let's see. What else do we got?
PXLPTS.com/iTunes.
/iTunes. We'll
Makes it
get
easy
you.
to get you right there to either subscribe or leave a review.
Perfect. And I think that's going to be it for another rousing episode of the Tangent Podcast.
Catch you guys next week.
The Tangent.
The Tangent.
Cut the feed, Steve.